corporate outings, and other various travel across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, call 1-877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on the Ford you want. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca today.
There's something we need to talk about: debt. It's an uncomfortable topic, but the truth is, most of us carry some form of debt, and we are ashamed to talk about it. My name is Parveen Middleton, a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Every day, people struggling with debt come to me for a solution. When you make that call, I'll listen to your story without judgment and will lead you to a debt-free future. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to learn more.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on the Ford you want. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca today.
The ATV Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds.
I drive, left center field, green. He is tied, Joe DiMaggio for fourth place on the Yankees all-time home run list, and also picks up his 100th Ribby of the Year.
Classic.com.
Stowlery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. Go top shelf to score the Oilers.
The outside, wide open touchdown. Tucker Graham.
You're also in to win the Porsche Paris early bird and the $2.5 million grand prize.
From the 8.
The bonus prize deadline is midnight.
Give it to him again. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Packers.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Aiden?
Oh, yeah. It's heartbreaking.
Everyone knew this could happen. They've been posting those street races for months.
I know, right? Now his best friend is in the ICU. His family is devastated. All for some life.
No bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
The Jason Gregor Show.
I drive, left center field, green back, track, wall, see ya. Another home run for Judge. He is tied, Joe DiMaggio for fourth place on the Yankees all-time home run list, and also picks up his 100th Ribby of the Year.
On Sports 1440.
From the 8. To the outside, wide open touchdown. Tucker Graham.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Give it to him again. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Packers.
Extra brass bonanza for you on a positive Friday. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, Oilers Nation, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you are having a lovely Friday afternoon. And positive Friday, lots happening in the world of sports as the Jays are playing Baltimore. Meanwhile, the Yankees and the Red Sox battling one another. So Jays have an opportunity to make some ground even more between if the Jays can somehow win at least 2 out of 3, they're going to gain ground on one, if not both of those teams. So, well, you can't do it both if it's 2-1, but you know what I mean. They definitely won't. They should be in a pretty good position heading into the weekend. They're in a real good position now. Basically, go 8-8 in your final 16 games, and you put all the pressure on those two clubs, the Red Sox and the Yankees, to play some of their best ball, like 12-3 for the Red Sox to do it, and the Yankees would have to go 12-4. So pretty possible, yes, but difficult to do. Tonight, Oiler fans, if you've been waiting and you feel like, okay, now's the time. Well, you do have the Oiler rookies taking on the Calgary Flame rookies tonight at Rogers Place. You can get your tickets. They're about $20 a seat if you want to go. So good luck. You will have Matt Savoie. Ike Howard will be playing on the same line with another intriguing prospect for the Edmonton Oilers. Szymanski, he'll be centering them. Then you got Margella centering Hudson and Pitlick, Capone with Lafreniere and Clattenburg, Lewandowski with Stefan and Stonehouse, Boakey and Carfagna. The only two defensemen that are signed playing on the back end. Then you got Krebs and Von Richter, Woodall and Adam as well. Janssen and Day likely split the duties, maybe, I would think. Or maybe they're each going to get one of the two games starting between now and Sunday night. Also, tomorrow, you have CFL, the Edmonton Elks in Toronto to take on the Argonauts. And Nick Anderson is back in the lineup. He will be the middle linebacker. Also, Carter O'Donnell is going to make his first start with the green and gold, and he's going to play right guard. So Gregor McKellar is coming out of the starting lineup. He'll be backing up and come in on certain situations, but see a little bit more experience in the middle linebacker. And Carter O'Donnell, big body. Hey, McKellar's been all right, but I think O'Donnell is just simply a better player. Winnipeg, Hamilton. Now, if you're looking at the out-of-town scoreboard tonight, both games matter. You're cheering for Ottawa, you're cheering for Hamilton. Hamilton at home against Winnipeg without Zach Collaros. Now, they do have Strevler, so it's not like they don't have anybody with experience at the quarterback position. But so I don't know how much of a downgrade. It might be a little bit from Collaros to Strevler, but I don't think it's massive. But the Hamilton Tiger Cats are good, and they win that game. The Elks win. Suddenly, the Elks and Winnipeg would be tied. Could be a three-way tie for third place if BC is able to hold on and beat Ottawa. I'm sure the BC Lions will be licking their wounds after basically blowing a lead in Ottawa last week. Allowed the Red Blacks to have a massive fourth quarter comeback. So those are the game. Then you have Montreal taking on Saskatchewan, and that one really doesn't impact Edmonton. Maybe a bit, but Montreal's currently in second place. Although I guess, hey, they lose and it just keeps them closer. You could guarantee that a West team's going to finish in the crossover position. Also, today we are going to discuss on the show a little NHL, some NFL. Hey, Green Bay Packers, are you kidding me? That team looks pretty legit. Their defense, is that the best defense the Packers have had, Connor Halley, since you had Clay Matthew running things in the middle of that defense?
Sure looks like it. I'm not going to crown them quite yet, just because I wasn't sure about the Commanders going into year 2, and also the first week without Ben Johnson for the Detroit Lions. I think there's going to be some growing pains, but I'm not going to argue with the start. You're right, and Micah Parsons still not even like full usage. When he gets in there, he's just a wrecking machine. So yeah, I would say so. The Clay Matthews, AJ Hawk, Charles Woodson at safety, I'd say probably the best defense they've had since then.
You look at them. Hey, the Washington, I almost said it, but the Washington Commanders are, Jaden Daniels pretty legit. And for 3 quarters, he looked like he was just completely discombobulated. Now he came on in the fourth quarter, no question. But I think that defense looks legit to me. I don't, it doesn't mean they're going to, be stalwarts every week, but Washington, it took a while for them to go. And Tucker Kraft, anybody else? Hands up. Didn't play him on your fantasy team? What an idiot. And I thought about it too. And then I was like, no. I foolishly went with the tight end who I drafted ahead of him, thinking I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. Dumb. So I don't think I'll be putting Tucker Kraft on the bench much after this. What a performance by him last night, if you have him in fantasy or not. So there's always a few head scratchers. God, that's why I love fantasy, but I hate it at the same time. It can be annoying because you really have no one else to blame but yourself, right? You're the one who has a chance to decide who plays where. So see. Also, the Pittsburgh Penguins. We see a lot of players who come back and they get a 1 day, they want to retire with the team. Hey, Cons, it happens lots. But Pittsburgh and Marc-Andre Fleury are going to take it to another level. He's going to practice with them on the 26th of September. And then he's going to play one final preseason game as a member of the Penguins. Now, I don't know how much he's going to play, but knowing Fleury, I'm guessing it's going to be at least for a period, if not probably half the game. That's what I would guess. And then he'll officially retire as a member of the Penguins. And what I find interesting about this is for all the people who are like, man, Sidney Crosby, he's only a Penguin. He can't leave. It's going to ruin his legacy. I don't agree with that at all. I don't think Ray Bourque's legacy was ever ruined by him leaving Boston. He's still beloved by Bruins fans. And a lot of Bruins fans like, hey, man, I get it. You want to go try and win. I understand it. No problem. And in the case of Crosby, I think him seeing the reaction for Marc-Andre Fleury will only strengthen and give him more. This is the right decision to eventually leave Pittsburgh. Not that it's going to be right away, but I think it's going to be before the season ends. So I think this was, it's a nice move by the Penguins, kind of unique, something we don't see very often. Some people are going to say, oh, you know what? You're taking away opportunities from other goalies. It's preseason. There's not a lot of, I think Blomqvist and Tristan Jarry are the two goalies anyway. So either way, kind of a unique thing we don't see very often. So
I love it. Great way to bring people in for a preseason game too, Gregor. It doesn't hurt the bottom line. A lot of fans are going to want to go watch that. And I'm just holding on hope that in that game, he's remarkable. And then the Penguins say, let's bring him back. I don't think it's going to happen, but it'll be a funny story.
Yeah.
Is he our best option? Maybe we got to consider it.
We'll see that for 1 day. I'm sure he could. It's preseason. They're playing Columbus. How many veteran Blue Jacket players are going to be in the lineup? So yeah, he'll probably look pretty good for a preseason game. Good for him. Why not have some fun? I don't know how much of shape he's in to even play a full game, but he'll probably run on emotion and adrenaline. It'll be pretty emotional for him. I'm curious if they put a live mic on him in the game. Like, to me, like, it's a preseason game. This is the last year of having more than 4 preseason games in the NHL. The NHL is agreeing that, hey, you know what? We don't need that many preseason games. They're going to go with 2 extra regular season games starting next season. And I look at it, Cons. I think you will see Fleury have a little bit of fun in that game. No question.
I mean, I think that would just be genius. Just to hear even how, his teammates and the other players out there on the ice speak with him. I mean, there's going to be kids in there that grew up watching Marc-Andre Fleury, right? Like, absolutely idolized him probably on the opposing side and on his side. So I think it'd be a pretty smart move to mic him up. And yeah, maybe he'll throw a few poke checks or something. Maybe if there's an empty netter, you get him out there to take a shot on goal. But it's a cool idea. I think it's good outside the box thinking rather than just sign the 1 day contract.
Yeah. Also, we mentioned the Elks and Nick Anderson coming back. That's obviously going to help them in the middle of the field, no question. We'd be remiss not to mention the unfortunate passing of Ted Govea, who was, he left Winnipeg. He always wanted to be a GM. He got to Hamilton, was named the GM, and unfortunately diagnosed with cancer, and Ted passed away. So it'll be an emotional night, I would think, tonight in Hamilton. They'll honor him, and he's going up against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in in kind of an eerie, timely game where the organization he used to be part of now is on the road against the organization he was the GM of in Hamilton. Unfortunately, he passes away. Hey, Gregor, Crosby can always go back, re-sign, and retire as a Penguin. Well, that's what I just said, Phil. But I'm saying that's what Fleury is doing, right? I know it's, you retire Penguin. That's what he feels like. It's in his heart, and that's totally valid. You spend that many years there. Now, he's been gone in Pittsburgh for what, 4? No, God, longer than that. 7 years, right? 7 seasons since Fleury's been gone, and he's still beloved, right? 7 years. Crosby's not playing 7 more seasons in the NHL. Well, at least I wouldn't think he's going to play 7 more seasons in the NHL. I guess it's always possible, but that means he'd be playing until he's 45. But I just, honestly, when I saw that come down, I was like, it's really, it's a unique idea. I quite liked it. I also think it's one that's going to just make it a little bit easier for Sidney Crosby when he wants to make that decision ultimately to decide if he's going to leave or not. I said it last year, Cons, it would have made sense to do it at the deadline. And a few months later, I still firmly believe it's going to happen. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can text us in our email inbox. Is Lotto Max $16 million tonight up for grabs at playalberta.ca. Coming up on the program today, we will have Mike Hogan. We'll talk Elks and Argos. Lorianne Munzer will be by. Kevin Radomski, the Director of Business Operations for the Edmonton Oil Kings, will join us as the Oil Kings regular season, that is, begins next week, next Friday night in Red Deer, next Saturday at home against the same Red Deer Rebels. And we'll talk a little bit about the upcoming season for the Oil Kings. We got the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate. Spec will be by. LT will be by. Also, we'll hear from Colin Chalk and some of the Oiler rookies as they get set to play tonight. If you're going or you're watching it online, I'm kind of curious as a fan, what do you watch for? Is it just I'm watching for pure entertainment? I'm not even watching for anything specific. I'm guessing many of you are going to say Ike Howard. You just kind of want to see him, right? Maybe you watched him in college. Maybe you were a diehard who was watching some of his college games. Very possible. Maybe, you could check out some highlights, but usually the highlights are what they're called, highlights. They're showing all the best stuff. That's not always the norm of a player. Because if we just got to show highlights of our lives, imagine how good we would all be. Oh, imagine the best. Like, think about it. You have that one outfit. You probably have a picture in your phone, maybe on your wall, depending on your age, that you're just like, damn, I look good. Right? So imagine we just took the highlights of all our best looking days. Damn, looking pretty good. Right? That's why I always got to remember those days for sure. So when you see a highlight package of an athlete online, it's great that they're showing, the highlights of what they're capable of, but it's also a reminder that that's not always what happens when they're on the ice. So important to know that. 2:15. We'll take a quick break. Mike Hogan is going to join us next as we set up a win for the Elks. That would put them 2 games up on Toronto for the crossover, which would be significant. So it is a big game. And when you consider Winnipeg on the road in Hamilton, an opportunity to move in the tie to Winnipeg and stay tied with BC. So there's lots going on. We'll take a quick break. We'll return. It's the Gregor Show presented by playalberta.ca.
Work never gets done by standing around. You have to put your words into action. And that's exactly what GS Construction does every single day. Our priorities are safety first, quality second, efficiency third. GS Construction works hard. It's true. But first comes the care, the planning, and the people. Underground infrastructure isn't just about machines and trenches and some traffic inconveniences. It's about doing things right. Find out more on what we do. Visit gsconstruction.ca. While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Outlet. Only available in Leduc.
Ah, Hawaii. The warmth of a golden sunset as the waves roll in. The freshness of a waterfall. The lush scent of tropical flowers in the air. You don't need to travel to enjoy all Hawaii has to offer. You just need to order pizza. Bring Hawaii home with the Aloha Trio, available for a limited time at Papa John's. Try our classic Hawaiian, Super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken for just $19.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proudly locally owned and operated.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar, presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
On now until September 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on the Ford you want. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca today.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Aiden?
Oh, yeah. It's heartbreaking.
Everyone knew this could happen. They've been posting those street races for months.
I know, right? Now his best friend is in the ICU. His family is devastated. All for some likes.
Totally wasn't worth it.
Street racing is deadly. Stop it before it stops you. A message from the government of Alberta.
To a child, a new bike means everything. Freedom, mobility. It's a big step forward. You can help by donating your gently used bike during Sports Central's 3rd annual bike drive. Every Saturday in September, Sports Central will be collecting bikes in Edmonton and area. Don't have a bike to give? You can donate $175 for a new bike and helmet. Drop off at Bonnie Doon Mall, participating Fountain Tire locations, and at United Sport and Cycle Gateway. Visit sportscentral.org. Brought to you in part by Sports 1440.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday continues on Sports 1440, Oilers Nation, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Oh yeah, this camera's terrible. Dick, we'll switch it back. That is awful. So we'll get that switched up here momentarily. But let's get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. A week tonight, they will open up the Thompson Arena for their home opener in Spruce Grove. Brand new facility. It is going to be unreal. So you'll definitely want to go there. Going to be some great hockey, some BCHL action, but the Saints unveiling a new season in the brand new arena. Get your tickets at sgsaints.ca as we welcome to the show once again the longtime voice of the Toronto Argonauts, a huge CFL fan, Mike Hogan, joins us. Hoagie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm better than my dog who's just barking now. Somebody must be at the door. So I apologize in advance.
Oh, okay.
That's Jack. You know the deal. He's been on the show before.
Yeah, he's got a serious guard dog, eh? A serious guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like mine, right? Barks. Well, actually, my dog never barks when anybody comes to the door. But man, if there's any big dog walking on the path behind the house, her 14 pounds, she'll let him know. It's hilarious. But
Yeah, mine's 30. He thinks he's 300.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's start, unfortunately, with the sad news in the CFL today. It's going to be an emotional game tonight in Hamilton. Ted Govia, like, just such a brutal story, Mike. A guy who grinds it out, finally gets his dream job, and then unfortunately gets sick.
Yeah, sometimes the football gods are a-holes, right? I mean, here's a guy who just busted it. Everybody in the league loved him. I think every time a general manager's job came up over the last 5 years, Ted was not only interviewed, but was seriously considered for it. And rightfully so, and probably longer than that. He finally gets the gig. He's from Burlington, which is basically, the twin city of Hamilton. It's right next door. And he's been living there even though, he was working in Toronto and Winnipeg. Home base was always Burlington. He gets his first general manager's job, finally. And it's at home. It's perfect. And then this. And it's like, oh, my God. And then, if the football gods aren't bad enough, they have Ted Govia night because everybody kind of in the community knew how sick he was. They wanted to celebrate his life before he passed, and he dies the morning of Ted Govia night in Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh, man, such a good dude. So anybody who ever met Ted or has crossed paths with him is pretty sad today, even though, those of us who've known decently well have known for quite some time that this wasn't going to end happily.
Yeah, no, it's very unfortunate, no question for Ted and his family, and really for the Argos family for sure. Sorry, the Tiger Cats and everybody around the league. Ted's a really good guy for anybody who's covered the CFL. I think who knows Ted. He loved the game. He loved football. He respected it. Scout for a long time. So that will be an emotional night for sure. And it's kind of fitting in a way that both of the team that he currently is employed by and the one that he was employed by and was part of their championships will be there. So yeah, I'm guessing there'll be lots of people watching that from afar and people going to it to honor him tonight. And then tomorrow, of course, you have the red hot Edmonton Elks coming in Toronto all of a sudden, Mike. But the Argos have Nick Argabuckle, who leads the league in passing. He's completing 72% of his passes. He's had an unreal season so far for the Argos. But are they too reliant on the run or the pass, or is it because they've been trailing in games so they pass more?
No, they haven't been able to establish the run, although the last couple of games with, Spencer Brown, who you guys had on your PR this year, things have changed. Like, he's been really good over the last couple of years, or last couple of weeks in the two starts that he's had. And, in the two starts, he's rushed for 175 yards with a touchdown. He's had 98 more in the air. So, like, he's become a weapon. He has one touchdown, and then he ran for a 2-point conversion as well. So he's giving them an element in their game that they didn't have for most of the season. This is the 13th game. He's the 5th running back to start a game. Because of injuries and just in a couple of cases, it just didn't work out from a talent level. So, I mean, it's been a real revolving door at running back, and the Argos are hoping that Spencer Brown can kind of settle things down at that position for a while.
Yeah, no question about it. So the Elks offensive line coming off their best game against a pretty good Calgary offensive line, doesn't give up a ton of sacks. They did it without Serezna. They did it without Robbie Smith. Funny enough, Brinkman's banged up, but he is going to play again today. You look at the offensive line of the Argos, and when I see their quarterback passing for that many yards, he must be getting pretty good protection.
At times, I mean, they've also surrendered a lot of sacks.
Okay.
If there's been one thing that's really improved from Nick Arbuckle from the beginning of the season to now, it's sort of his pocket presence. And he's so patient now, where historically, he came into the season career with more interceptions and touchdowns, right? And he seems to have eliminated that. He's only thrown a couple of interceptions in the last 6 games. Do you want his prorated numbers, by the way, over the last 6 games? This is crazy. So 6 games in the CFL is a third of the season, so it's not exactly a really small sample size. If you prorate his last 6 games, Nick Arbuckle would have 6,400 passing yards, second all-time in CFL history, 42 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. That's how well Nick Arbuckle's playing. And yeah, the offensive line has a part of it. So they're holding their blocks. There are still breakdowns, obviously. But what he's done exceptionally well is just take his time, step up, and I guarantee tomorrow it'll look like he's going to run and he's going to pull up maybe a yard short of the line of scrimmage and complete a pass 10, 12 yards downfield to move the sticks. He's been exceptionally good at that in the last few games, and it's something that maybe he didn't have in his toolbox earlier, but it's just the fact that he's played so much. I mean, he's never played 12 games in a row since college. So this is a pretty good time to be Nick Arbuckle.
Oh, God, yeah. Now, the story came out that once Chad Kelly's healthy, he's going to be the starter. But I'm not sure I believe it. Like, I understand that you quote, don't lose your job because you're injured. But when the guy who's taken over your job is leading the league in passing and 72%, like it's hard to just go back to Chad Kelly. What do you see happening there?
I don't know. For Ryan Dinwiddie, it's kind of a no-win, no-lose situation, right? I mean, you're Nick Arbuckle has, over the last half of the season, or the first 2/3, I mean, he's been the best quarterback in the league. If you take him out, you're putting in Chad Kelly, who brings you things that Nick Arbuckle can't do. There's some strong-armed guys in the league. Chad Kelly's got the strongest arm in the league. He makes throws that other guys can't. That's why, he's been able to do what he can do when he's healthy in this league. He's a bit of a freak of nature that way. So you've got that behind you that opens up the playbook for what Ryan wants to do. And if you go with Kelly and he doesn't do well, you go back to Arbuckle. If you go with Arbuckle, he falters, you go to Kelly. There's an old line that says if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. I don't think that's the case here. I think they've got two really good guys, and it's just a question of which one is going to go in. And that's up to the coaching staff. But I know Dinwiddie is enamored with what Chad Kelly's arm can open up for his offense.
Mike Hogan joins us here on Sports 1440, Oilers Nation, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Mike, looking at the defense, and you see the Argos defense, Cody Fajardo is the main thing, but Justin Rankin right now, like he absolutely ran roughshod over Calgary last weekend, and he has been dynamic, not only running the ball, but catching the ball out of the backfield. How do you see them and how they're going to try to defend Rankin?
Yeah, I'm curious to see that myself because I don't know what they'll do. They can go with a four-man front. If they think the key to slowing him down, I don't know if you can stop him or not the way he's going, but you might be able to slow him down by getting a couple of extra athletic guys in there. So I don't know. Maybe they go some extra three-man front, and that way you can get McManus and Judge and Dark Angelo on the field with Aaron Casey, who's been just a revelation this year. He's dynamite. So you can maybe put four of your best, if not your four best defensive players on the field at the same time and, let them go nuts. And maybe that's the way you do it. Maybe it forces him, if they go to a 34, forces him into the middle a little bit more, and then he's going to run right at McManus and or Dark Angelo and or Casey. So it's a good problem to have from a linebacker perspective, but I don't know what they do. I mean, it's just whatever other teams have been throwing at Edmonton hasn't been working. So I'm sure this has been what's kept Kevin Ivan and Jason Shivers up at night this week, trying to figure out how to slow him down and take your chances with Cody, which isn't necessarily a great option B.
No, well, hey, the passing game of the Elks without Dunbar is definitely hurt. There's no question. Yeah. And I think they've had to, and even Mathis was a huge target for them and was somebody they wanted to use a lot of, but unfortunately, he hasn't been around. Now, Hilaire's come in. He's been pretty good. They've got decent guys there, but it's definitely a combination of the two. And if the running game gets going, then, it's really hard to stop. That's the key. What about special teams? How would you rank their cover team and their return game in Toronto?
It's Janarian Grant, and he's been supplemented on kickoffs with Jake Herslow, who's been quite a story as well. So they're fine there. Haggerty, I think, is still leading the league in punt average. The coverage team hasn't been great on punts or kickoffs this year. It's been a real problem. But for the first half of the season so far, the injuries have been crazy on coverage teams. Jack Cassar's their leading tackler. Brian Harry-Liman is sort of their captain out there. Teodric Hansen has been injured as well. Like, they've all been out of the lineup. And now everybody's healthy there. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the last 3 games, the net punts have all been over 40 yards, which, because the team had been averaging closer to 33, that's a hell of a difference. So that seems to be getting better. And Liram Hairolahu, money. He's been just dynamite this year. He's missed 4. A couple were, one was 50 plus. He hit the upright. He had another one from almost 50. So he's hit 2 uprights this year. And they threw him in late in a game in Ottawa. I don't think he was ready to go in. It was like the last play, and they were playing for the 3 points because of a possible plus minus. So what kickers are like. They get finicky and they want to know exactly when they're going in. And I don't think he was ready, nor was the unit. He kind of shanked that one at the end of the game. So he's been money this year. So the return game's been okay. Better with Grant. Better with Herslow and Grant. The 2 kickers are good, but the coverage teams are probably, if there's a weak spot, that's what they have to exploit. And that's with Leak back there, that's a good guy to try and exploit the with.
You look around the league, Mike, and Calgary, Hamilton, Saskatchewan, they're all comfortable and going to make playoffs. But the other 3 playoff spots are wide open. You look at crossover potential from BC or Edmonton. Heck, they could catch Winnipeg. They're only a game ahead of both of them. And then you got the Argos and Ottawa are only 1 game back of Montreal. Like, the races are great. Who do you like ultimately?
Well, I am an employee of the Toronto Argonauts, so yes, I like the Argonauts. But also, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot in Winnipeg's position depends on how Claris is. That's not to knock Streveler, but it's a pretty big step down in terms of the passing game. Yeah. Obviously, Streveler can do some stuff that Claris can't. Claris can do some stuff that Streveler can't. But in a pass-heavy league, you'd rather have the passer than the runner. BC, I can't figure them out. You'd think they'd have a few more wins under their belt. Montreal, again, without Davis Alexander, and they get McLeod Bethel-Thompson back for the game tomorrow night. So at least they have their number 2 in there. But they're a different team without Alexander. They're finally starting to get healthy, so I expect them to be tough to catch for Ottawa or Toronto. Hamilton, they're schizophrenic, right? I mean, they had lost 3 in a row. They probably should have lost 4 in a row because of the drop in the end zone in the game against Edmonton.
Yeah.
Right. So that should have been a 4-game losing streak, and then they looked pretty good last week. So I can't figure them out. I know you guys looking in at the Argos can't figure us out, and we looking at ourselves can't figure us out sometimes as well. So I just there's 6 teams, kind of throw a net over them, maybe 7 teams. And isn't it great that there's no 1-11 team at this stage of the season, and no team that's 11-1 and has run away from everybody else? There is some serious parity in this league this year, and I don't mind that because the Argos 2 weeks ago were people were writing us off, and if things fall the way they could, and it's not a long shot to think they could fall this way, the Argos could be in a playoff spot by the time they go to bed Saturday night, which a month ago, I think people would have kind of went, yeah, they're not going to the playoffs.
Yeah, well, it's same with the Edmonton Elks,
yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give me your thoughts. Now, we have basically a third of the season left, so there's tons of time. I don't see an obvious MOP. Arbuckle has to be in the conversation just because, the position and the numbers. Now, the record kind of hurt Bo Levi Mitchell last year, so it might hurt him. But who would you see as other candidates in the East? And then do you see anybody as an obvious choice in the West?
I think in the East, Bo's still throwing the football really well. If Davis Alexander had been healthy, he may have been a lock the way that they started. Ottawa, because it's wide open, if Ottawa makes a run, they're not dead yet. Drew Brown, they're a different offense when he's in there. So I think you'd probably look at a quarterback or maybe Kenny Lawler in the East, but probably a quarterback. Out West, I think it's whoever gets hot. I mean, Trevor's been dynamite this year, just fantastic. And, so is Vernon Adams. It's a quarterback. Well, I hate saying it's a quarterback-driven league. Football is a quarterback-driven sport.
Right.
And if you've got a good one, it helps a hell of a lot. If you don't, it shows up in a hurry. So, Oliveira isn't having the kind of season he did last year. So I would assume it's going to be a quarterback at this stage, if not Kenny Lawler, if he lights it up the way he did in the first half.
Mike, as always, great stuff, buddy. Enjoy the game and afternoon. Oh, that's perfect, man. You're home just in time for dinner, early night. Have a beer. You can watch some other stuff. It's perfect.
A cold beer after a win is always the best kind of beer.
It's true. Even after a loss, never that bad, but it's obviously better after a win for sure. Mike, have a great positive Friday, buddy. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, pal. Will do.
It's Mike Hogan, voice of the Argos as Edmonton in Toronto tomorrow. Remember, that's a 1:00 start Edmonton time. You can go see the Con Man. He'll be out in Spruce Grove at the Beer Hunter for the watch party. And the watch party's been pretty damn full this year, Con Man. So I know the people travel well all over. They like to get together, big groups of them. And now that the Double E is winning a little bit more, those parties even better.
I will tell you, Gregor, I've done the watch parties for 4 seasons now. The first couple were a little tough at times, but yeah, we got a really loyal following. A lot of people make the trip out to Spruce Grove every single year. Beer Hunter's a great spot for the game. And yeah, beer deals, food deals. We also got giveaways and great football. Cheer team will be out there as well. So yeah, always a good time. Hope to see people out there at the Beer Hunter tomorrow, 1:00 kickoff.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Lorianne Munzer is going to join us next, and we are going to talk a little bit McDavid in that and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
That's the sound of the Harley you've been dreaming about, and this is the sound of opportunity knocking, and it's coming from Harley-Davidson of Edmonton.
Our end-of-season sale is on, and we're clearing the floor with unbelievable prices.
Fair wages. We can keep the ones we have and hire more. But we need the provincial government to step up. Because a fair deal for teachers is a good deal for kids. A message from the Alberta Teachers Association.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
On now until September 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. On the Rocks is celebrating 19 incredible years at their iconic location and want to celebrate with you. Join them September 19th for an incredible night of live music and so much more on therocks.yeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday continues on. Welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. See, I figured it out. I knew the problem, why it was so dark. Because if you wear a white T-shirt on the camera, it makes everything darker. So I don't have anything else in studio, but we do have some jerseys hanging on the wall. So I'll wear this Oil Kings jersey for the rest of the show. So we'll see, looks snazzy and nice, and funny enough, we have Kevin Radomski coming up later, so I'm sure he'll be thrilled that we're in the OEK jersey as the Oil King season drops the puck next Friday. Let's go in the room now. Brought to you by Action Electrical, the most diversified electrical contractor in Alberta, with 4 divisions: service, of course, in testing, solar, and more. ActionElectrical.net. As we welcome back to the show, as always, every Friday, Olympic gold medalist, also a mental coach, Lori Ann Munzer. And we say in the room, but I could argue, man, we're going to go in the head a little bit right now, Lori Ann. And let's start, I guess, because we were just talking about Toronto and the Nick Arbuckle story. And, like the guy's having an unreal year, and they're saying that, Chad Kelly, he has the femur tibial injury. Now, you had that similar injury, did you not?
I have a cracked tibial plateau.
What is that?
So it's the lower leg,
okay,
the right side. So it's the outer part of the leg, and it's cracked at the top. It was
still
sort of. Well, I'm going to go get another MRI because I slipped a couple of months ago hiking, and it's like I cannot squat. I cannot sit on my hunches. And yeah, it's like I've done something. So it's one thing that if you crack it, if you break it, sometimes breaking it is better, because cracking it, it's still there. So doesn't mean it's always going to fuse back. So there's a lot of that unknown, and especially inside your body, Jason, you can't see it.
Right.
You can feel it. So it's about strengthening all of the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, not overdoing it, not underdoing it, because if it's not strong enough, it ain't going to carry you.
Yeah. Okay. So now the recovery time, we're talking a pro athlete for something like this. Obviously it takes a while, but it's got to be a little bit of mental to fit. Okay, this feels good underneath me at the right time.
Oh, absolutely. It's part of the whole recovery program, because you can't overdo it. You can't underdo it. And it's just doing the Goldilocks of how much is too much, how much is not enough. And it's really doing that progression of building it up, because a progression is so much better than trying to just hammer it out, load it up, and then where you end up going backwards. So you really got to monitor it. You got to track it. You got to know what you're doing, be aware of it. And this is where, if you're in the gym lifting weights, form is everything. It's got to be strict form. You've got to do it slow and almost perfect if you can.
And rookie camps began yesterday across the NHL. They got rookie games and tournaments tonight. Then they go to the main camp. And the reality of being there's exclusive guys like McDavid, Draisaitl. They're not worried about their job in camp, right? And there's lots of other guys. Bouchard, I'm pretty sure, isn't going to bed at night worrying about whether or not he's going to make the team or not. But there are guys around the league that, the hotshot rookie comes in, and you got to be a good teammate and professional in that. But there's that psyche of, you try to go into a camp, you're competing, and it's nice. Everybody wants to be a competitor, but that's a different thing, because sometimes even if you do well, the organization's like, well, we got to give a young guy a chance, right? How do you talk to athletes about, I know everyone says, I only want to focus on what I can control, right? And so you can control your own, but it's hard to not think about stuff like that, I would assume.
Oh, of course. It's like always top of mind, and you got to grab it. If you could see me, I got my hands around my head, and then take it off and park it off to the side, because it's just like, hello, if you start focusing only on that, you're going to sink yourself, and you're not going to be further ahead, and it's going to make you tighter. It's going to, increase the stress, the anxiety. And where you want to go is, Jason, you got to play your own game. And this is going to sound total contrarian, is instead of being competitive, You want to take a creative approach. And that is like totally off the mark of what we're taught in sports. It's like you want to hammer the guy, you want to take him out. You want to be the number one, but it's actually the opposite. Is number one, do your job, have your own plan of what am I going to be doing, focus on that, but then also look big picture around you going, where am I? Enjoy it, be in the moment. And that's when you can start to flip it of where you start to not being so tight. You get into that flow state that all athletes are looking for. And you can shut out the whole world and be in the right place at the right time. But you got to parking lot certain aspects of, okay, my worries, my stresses, my doubts, and you got to just eliminate it. And that's where a lot of the visualization work, that mental preparation, that mental toughness comes in all the time. But then you got to park that and just go play.
I wanted to ask you about this, and I know I should have texted you earlier, but Connor McDavid has been very open about, you know what, I'm taking time, I'm thinking of everything, I'm looking at it, hey, what's best for my family? Like, honestly, like what's best for your family financially, I think is probably not even the top 5 because he's got enough money. Like he's already made $100 million and he's probably going to make another $100 million before his career's over, regardless of where he plays in the NHL. But he wants to win. Everybody wants to win. Now, you were in an individual sport, and I mean, you've talked about you had your little book and you wrote down and you strategized again each individual opponent, because when you're racing Sarah, it's different than racing Sally. And, there's different things and you could control it because you know how they attack. In a team sport, and specifically hockey, where there's lots of things that you can prepare for everything, and there's 30% of the game that's unpredictable. Totally. So a guy like McDavid, and let's say you're the mental coach and you're in his camp, what would you be looking at when it's, because like you can say, okay, well, this team has this defenseman and this forward, but you got to dig a lot deeper than that to see if you're signing in the right place.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's not new to this game, Jason. He knows what's going on. He already has a plan. And then it's just a matter of one, being patient, but two, it's you got to look bigger than that. It's not just at the immediate. And I know that we've touched on this before, is if the only thing you're thinking about is winning, that's the worst thing you could be doing, because number one, you're not in the moment. Number two, you're taken away from the whole experience. And usually it's the experience, especially when you play a team sport,
right?
It's the family, it's the collective coming together. Yeah, you're going to have players that really step up to the plate. You're going to have the slack Alices and, sloppy Joes, as we call them, right? But it's just, you got to always be thinking of the big picture. And then when you're called up to the plate to get on the ice, are you going to be able to step up to the plate and literally do your job? Because you're being paid to do a job. And we forget that sometimes as the public looking in on these athletes, because, oh man, they're great, they're going good, they're on a roll, and then boom, they, maybe break their fib, like, Chad Kelly there. And it's just sometimes the injuries you can't do. But if you're focused too much on just winning, you lose part of the essence of the sport. Yeah, of course you want to win, but it's about having fun too. And it's a whole other level.
So, and now I know McDavid can focus. I did really like his comment when he said, hey, if you're in this market and you're worried about what some people are talking about, my contract or something, then you're in the wrong game, because you can't, like, I don't think when the puck drops, you're in the corner, chase the puck. Geez, I wonder if he's going to sign a 2-year or 4-year deal. Like, it's not how it works, right? Like, that's definitely not.
You shouldn't be thinking that. If you are, then we're in trouble.
Sure. But even on an off day, it's just like, I really don't think it becomes that big of a conversation. Like, I could be wrong, but I've talked to players about it, and rarely do guys, like, because even if you're on a team, like, everybody has certain people that they just talk to more. You have a group of 5 or 6 friends. There might be one that you're like, hey, this is the one I can talk to maybe about finances. Maybe this one I can talk to a little bit more about deep emotional stuff. You have that different. You're in a locker room. You're not talking to everybody, and nobody's going to, especially because it's money. Money still is something that very few people talk about, even though it's pretty public. Everybody knows the salaries. You're not gonna, so Connor, do you want 16? Do you want, like, they're not going to have those conversations. So I don't believe it's a distraction. Sometimes I think people believe it's a distraction because as a fan, you think about it lots because there's nothing you can do about it, right? So it's kind of fun to have a conversation at work or listen to the radio discussing it. But I don't think that's the reality of the athlete themselves.
Nope. I think the hardest part is being part of the public, is watching, is waiting for the games to start, is waiting for the show to start. That's the hardest thing. So what else do you talk about? Well, you talk stats. Well, there really isn't any stats other than the money stats. And then it's like, okay, well, where do you go? In the locker room, I'm going to guess, I've never been in a hockey team locker room, so I can't, give you 100% there. But my guess is, look, you're thinking about what's coming down the pipeline. If you are a rookie, if you're the new guy coming in, yeah, you're going to be worried about, are you going to have a job tomorrow? Are you going to have a job next week? So number one, can you bring your A game up to like NHL gold medal, Stanley Cup level? And that's where the focus comes. It's, what is my training doing? Is it helping me? Is it hindering me? And you start thinking about fun other stuff. Like it's not about that. If it's about the contracts and you're talking about that in the locker room, you're in the wrong room, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally valid. Now we do have a few questions coming in because we're into training camps and trials for young kids, and what's the number one thing you shouldn't say to an athlete before a tryout as a parent?
Try something new or focus on something that's not working well. We talked about this last week, right? Is ask the athlete, ask your child, what do you need? And that's a question I have never heard anybody, or rarely heard anybody say, what do you need? They'll tell you what they think you need, but it's, what do you need? And sometimes it's just take the pressure off. Like think about going to Dairy Queen, right? After the game, like that's what we used to do when we were playing baseball up at the cottage on the team. It was like DQ afterwards, like best part of the game. And then you would just go and play your heart out, right? Number one, it's about having fun. Number two, how can I help you? And sometimes it's not saying anything.
Are your skates sharp? Right? Like that.
No, don't even say that, because they should have been sharpened
the day
before or the week before.
Like if you're having a try, don't wait in the morning. Hey, are your skates sharpened? Right? Like
no.
No.
Everything should be set out the night before or the morning of, whatever the routine is. When I'm working with the younger athletes, is create a list, because I can tell you right now, you're going to forget a piece of equipment. I remember going to so
every
many
parent
races.
out there is like, how many times have I driven back to get something?
But then they go, how many times have I told you, remember your shoes? But actually they say, don't forget your shoes. So what do? You forget your shoes.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right.
Or they say, don't forget your elbow pads. You're like, I didn't forget my elbow pads. What about your shin pads? Well, you didn't tell me not to forget my shin pads.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just, create that list, and that list becomes that habit. It becomes that checklist, just like the snowbirds, the fighter pilots. They're going through a checklist. They've actually got it strapped to their quads to make sure they remember everything. And until you get into that habit, Jason, you're going to forget a lot of stuff, but lay it out, set it out, have that template. And it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but also maybe the question is, tell mom and dad the night before, ask me, what do I need? Or do I need help with? And sometimes just listen.
Because I think a lot of times parents will feel like, hey, they're going to just do your best, right? And a lot of times no one knows what do your best really means.
Yeah. But also too, as kids or younger athletes, is we've been told to keep quiet, and we're not supposed to ask questions like that, the hard questions, because it's just like, is it going to open a can of worms, or do they not know the answer? We don't want to look stupid, but it's just, more times than not, we get shut down.
Yeah.
So
no, I think it's just a reminder, because I know there are a lot of different associations will have tryouts. Some have already gone, but there's lots that are still going on. And my reminder is don't get caught up in what level your son or daughter plays at.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, it does not change your value as a parent.
It doesn't.
Whatsoever. You're not a better parent if they're in AAA or AA, and you're not a worse parent if they're in tier 3 or 4. It's honestly irrelevant. It's like, do kids have fun? Do they enjoy going to the rink, go to the soccer pitch, wherever they're playing, and do they have fun? And are they challenging themselves? They learn how to lose. They learn how to win. They learn how to be a good teammate. They learn how to deal with bad teammates. Lots of things you can enjoy about sports. But a lot of times I say, hey, whatever team they make, if you feel like your son or daughter should have been on one tier higher, don't tell them that. That's the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
Because now they think about it, and now they're not, wow, they go in the route. Geez, I should have been on that team. That's,
they're going to be stewing on it, and it goes the wrong way. And I think the biggest thing as a parent is send out the belief that, hey, you're doing a great job. I know you can. I'm your biggest cheerleader, and I'm going to be cheering, for you just to have the best game of your life, the best play of your life, the best shift of your life, and just go have fun. And I think that's the biggest message.
For sure.
Yeah.
Lorianne, have a great weekend. Thanks for this. We'll talk to you again next Friday.
You betcha. Take care.
Lorianne Munzer, Olympic gold medalist, also now a mental coach. It's the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Lotto Max tonight, $16 million. Get your tickets at PlayAlberta.ca. Let's get to the Con Man Sports 1440 update, brought to you by 01 Hockeyology. Want to keep your game sharp all year long? Well, you can get month membership up to 18 on-ice sessions or off-ice sessions for only $300. It's a great deal. Sign up today, 01 ZERONE.ca.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Week 15 of the CFL kicks off tonight with a doubleheader at 5 o'clock. You got Hamilton hosting the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Then at 8, Ottawa in BC to take on the Lions. Of course, the Elks in action tomorrow, taking on the Argos. Kickoff 1 o'clock. Major League Baseball, Toronto Blue Jays, they'll kick off a series against the Orioles. First pitch set for 5:07 from Toronto right now. One game going on. Cubbies lead the Rays 6-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Cubs have runners on first and second with just 1 out. Elsewhere, you got the Pirates and the Nationals. Marlins host the Tigers. Yankees battle the Bo Sox. Mets host the Rangers. Braves and Astros. Padres up against the Rockies. Mariners host the Angels and the Dodgers in San Fran. Got Golden Bears football tonight down at Footfield, 6:30 with the Dinos in town. On the ice, the Golden Bears taking on MRU down in Calgary, while the Pandas up against Nate at the Nate Arena. Both those games start at 7. Golden Bears soccer on the road taking on UBC, 8 o'clock there. McEwen Hockey's in Calgary, taking on the Dinos at 7. On Sunday, you got the Wildcats and the Huskies meeting at Jasper Place Bowl. That'll start at 1 o'clock. When it comes to college football, south of the border tonight, number 22 Indiana hosting Indiana State. You also have Colgate in Syracuse. Houston up against Colorado. Kansas State travels to Tucson to take on Arizona, and it's UCLA up against New Mexico. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Kim Radomski to look ahead to the Edmonton Oilers' upcoming season, and we'll hear another edition of Cam Tate's 2-Minute Warning. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
It's Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Ah, Hawaii. The warmth of a golden sunset as the waves roll in. The freshness of a waterfall. The lush scent of tropical flowers in the air. You don't need to travel to enjoy all Hawaii has to offer. You just need to order pizza. Bring Hawaii home with the Aloha Trio, available for a limited time at Papa John's. Try our classic Hawaiian, super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken for just $19.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proudly locally owned and operated.
The Spruce Grove Saints home opener is Friday, September 19th, and you don't want to miss it. The Saints will be playing their first game in the brand new Thompson Family Arena as they host league champion Brooks Bandits at 7 p.m. With a completely new and exciting in-game experience, including a state-of-the-art Jumbotron, the Thompson Family Arena will be the place to be. Don't miss the Spruce Grove Saints home opener, September 19th. For tickets, visit tickets.sgsaints.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 heating and cooling company for people who want heating and cooling, because you'll save a bundle by bundling. Then you can use hot, cold, Come on, thermostat, do what you're told. Turn up the heat, turn up the cold, till the vents start pushing out tornadoes. Bundle my furnace with some AC. Gonna get a new from Legacy! Oh, yeah. Save a bundle when you bundle your new furnace and AC from Legacy today. Plus no payments and no interest for 1 year. That's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
It takes grit. It takes heart. It's the legendary Canadian Finals Rodeo, powered by ATV. From October 1st to 4th in Edmonton, the nation's best go head-to-head in a battle of pure willpower. Witness the raw strength and adrenaline at Rogers Place. Plus, soak up the Western lifestyle at the Canadian Country Expo, with free admission and shuttles running between the expo and the arena. This is more than a rodeo. It's a showdown. Get your tickets now at CFR.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? Buy Canadian. Cantork's products not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday rolls through. How are you? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. It's the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province at PlayAlberta.ca. We're going to hear from Colin Schock coming up. Of course, he'll be coaching the rookies tonight and Sunday. And of course, the bench boss of the Bakersfield Condors. Lots of these guys will be under his watch this season. There's obviously a few that would like to say, hey, coach, I don't want to be there. We understand that. Now, realistically, on the lineup tonight, I see two players, and I think we all see the same two who have a chance to make the order, Savoie and Howard. And they're actually going to play in the same line. Josh Szymanski is going to center them. Szymanski, this guy's going to get a lot of opportunity in the American League this year. You got Hudson, Marjala, and Pitlick. You know, those guys are, well, Pitlick's obviously on an AHL-only deal, so he's going down there. So are the other two. Capone's on an AHL deal, and then you got Lafreniere, who's going to go back to junior. You got Clattenburg, who's going to go pro down in Bakersfield. Lewandowski going back to junior. Stefan and Stonehouse will go to Bakersfield. On the back end, Akey and Carfagna are going to play together tonight. I'm curious how often they're going to play together in the regular season down in Bakersfield, because that's where those two are going to start, no question, in my mind. And, we'll just hear from Chalk. He's obviously, done this numerous times, the rookie camps. And I do think in the future, the rookie tournaments might be even more important for young guys trying to make an impression, because starting next season, you only have 4 NHL preseason games. So that just limits your opportunities. And I wonder if you'll see some veterans who politely ask, maybe guys with 2 or 3 years experience are like, you know what? Hey, I want to really make a chance. So I'm going to get in there. I'm going to get to that rookie camp. Maybe I'll only play in one of those games, but I want to do that. Whereas before they would look at it like, nah, I just want to get through the preseason. I'm going to get a lot of opportunities there. I'm going to play 6 games. Right? Like there's lots of guys who are on the bubble who play 6 preseason games. Now the max any player who's played 100 NHL games can play in the preseason is going to be 2. So I just think starting next year, there will be a different approach a little bit by some of the players, and that would be good. So, hey guys, I wish the league would allow one player to not count against the cap, from Rufus. If you do that, you're just opening up the door for the haves and the have-nots, because then you could have a team, Edmonton, for instance. So imagine if Connor McDavid doesn't count on the cap, and you want to pay him. Well, at that point, you can pay him anything, because if he's not counted on the cap, now would the rule still be in place that the max he can make is 20% of the cap? But if it was, you'd have lots of teams paying one guy 20% of the cap, even though it doesn't count on the cap. The players would love it, but it would impact like the 50-50 split, because you still got to count for the money. The players getting it, so that's going to the Players Association. So how is that going to work in the 50-50 split? I know there's been some talk about if you draft a player and you re-sign him after a certain time, maybe a percentage of his salary doesn't count because they're trying to increase loyalty. But is that really going to change much? That's just going to give more cap space to the top end teams. Let's just be bluntly honest here. Because how many teams don't keep their best guys who are drafted, entry-level deal, and then they sign them for, well, now it'll be 7 years. So you basically have them for 10 years in a lot of cases. So I don't know if that's, it would help, but all it does is the team who, like Connor McDavid, it's an advantage to have Connor McDavid, but it becomes even better advantage when he doesn't count on the cap, or a big percentage of his contract doesn't count on the cap. So I don't know. I don't think they would ever do that. But hey, people thought the players would never accept a salary cap, so you never know. I think with the cap going up now as much as it has after being stagnant for so long, like there's ways to figure it out. I don't see it being a problem, because here's the thing. Certain players, like there's more money to be had now for players. Like think about it. $95 million this year. It was $88 million last year. That's $7.5 million per team. Now extra in the pot of players in the NHL. So just doing the math quickly off of my head, 32 times 6, 32 times 5, that's like 240. Is that what it is? 32 times 7.5, 240. So that's $240 extra million of dollars to pay players. And it's not like the players are significantly that better than they were the previous year. Right? They're just not. Like, not many people get a guaranteed 8 to 9% raise, especially when it's that high already. And then you're going to go from 95 to 104. So now you got an $8.5 million raise next year. And it goes from 104 to 113, $9 million raise the year after that. Right? Like it's a significant jump on the amount of money. And wait until they add another team or two. Look at how that extra money comes in. So it's a great time to be a player. It's always been a good time. It's even better now. So I actually think there's less reason for teams to get into horrible cap trouble, because they can say, hey, this guy's worth this, but they'll always do it. Someone's going to overpay somebody. And if you overpay him a little bit, you don't have to overpay him a significant amount. So, hey guys, do you think a player could sign for a percentage of the cap? From Dr. Willen Gibbons. Well, I guess you could create a formula for it and says, okay, I'm a 15% of the cap player. So when it's a $100 million cap, I'm making 15 mil. If it's a $110 million cap, well, now I'm making 16.5. Right? You could do it if it. But the challenge with that is it's just reworking the salary cap. Because now all you're doing is you're paying by percentages. Okay, so this guy gets 15. We add it up. This guy gets 6. This guy gets 4. This guy gets 3.2. Yada, yada. I'm not sure. And as the cap goes up, those guys are automatically getting raises, guaranteed, right? But what if I'm a team and I sign a guy who's 30 to a 5-year deal, right? $4 million a year, right? It's a 4% of the cap. Well, in 3 years, he's probably in his mid to late 30s, not as good as he was, but he's actually making more. So I don't think that's, we look at that for the great player, but you forget about the average player. And I don't know how you make that work then. So I'd be surprised if that ever became an option in the NHL. It'd be surprised me. Hey guys, was Bouchard's 4-year deal tied up to any TV deal expiring? Has anything happened in 4 years where the cap jumps? No. From Large Farber? No, he just signed a 4-year deal because he did. Honestly, I've talked about it before. I think the players who are at the top end can sign shorter term deals. It gives them a little bit more flexibility. If all of a sudden their organization, you know what, maybe they make 1 or 2 bad decisions and now you're like, geez, we're not even close to winning. I'm out, right? That might happen. Or it's more so about, you know what, I want to be in the top 10 defensemen paid. Well, guess what? In 4 years, I might drop down to 13 or 14, but then I'll be back up rather than going to Nathan McKinnon route, Brad Marchand route, where they're just like, man, the last many years of our deal was heavily lower than what I originally expected. Right? I don't kind of see it. So we'll get let's get to Colin Chalk now as we go to the Oil Report, brought to you by Volvo Cars Edmonton. The revamped 2026 Volvo XC90 is in stock. You want to test drive one today? And what a beautiful weekend to test drive a car. It's fantastic. So stop in Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great cars, better service. VolvoCarsEdmonton.com. And Colin Chalk gave his thoughts on his first impressions of young Ike Howard.
I think, first of all, just dynamic offensive player, right? And I think today is, there's some information that we gave to him, and I think he handled it well. He asked questions. He seemed excited. I think really is tomorrow, right? Like the first day for everybody, it's you're kind of on your heels a little bit and you want to be on your toes. And what we tried to do was create some areas that they were bumping and touching each other a lot, and just let them be organic and instinctual, and saw lots of good offensive moments. So explosive, dynamic offensively, and let's enjoy that feeling today, and tomorrow we start some experience. His first National League rookie tournament with the Oilers.
An AHL, the AHL players, helps. And we talk about Matt Savoie. It's a real starting point to help them become a pro player, and the importance of that step and his involvement in that.
It sure does. It sure does. And it's always fun, like wherever, you're in the Western Conference, like, our division is so hard in the travel, and it's the same in the American League, right? Like wherever you are, you believe as the coach, like, oh man, our division's really good. The reality is that there are some older players in that conference based on the cities, and it is heavier and it's meaner and it's harder. And I believe that it's exactly where you want your prospects to be playing against that type of competition, because there's not a lot of space in the National League, and they need to feel that. So I think that's a great spot to develop.
Tonight, Josh Szymanski is going to center Howard and Savoie. Szymanski, of course, 23 years of age, is coming from Europe. Has played pretty well. He's been a player who has just continually progressed. We talked to his coach earlier this summer, and he said, man, a few years ago, if I look at Josh Szymanski then to Josh Szymanski now, I'd be lying to you if I thought he'd take this big a strides. He's just continually gotten better. He's another great example of late developers. And that's when we say hockey's a late developing sport, it is definitely for young players. I know there's a sense of people now who think 8, 9, and 10-year-olds, like, well, how good you are then is really going to be how good you are at 17, 18, 19, 25. It's not remotely true, right? There are some guys for sure, but there's lots of guys who are their best player, and then guess what? They don't have any room to develop anymore. Maybe they don't have any room to grow physically, emotionally, whatever. But in a lot of cases, it's a late developing sport. And so Szymanski coming from Europe, the difference in the ice size, and obviously Chalk has coached guys like this before. How does he help the player make that adjustment?
The bigger ice surface, in my experience, and I can talk from a player going to Europe, it's a different style, and the surface is not that much larger, but things happen a lot faster. And let's just use Philip Broberg as an example. I have video footage of Philip getting absolutely hammered on forechecks because he wasn't used to it, and a forecheck in generally European hockey isn't as prevalent as it is in North America. However, Josh has played a little bit in the Ontario Hockey League, and the DEL is a little bit more North American style. So let's believe that it's going to be a quicker transition. But in my experience, it's about 4 to 6 weeks of just learning the different small nuances that the North American style. And I think the great part is we know that going in, and we got to be patient, and but at the same time, try to be effective on our messaging and let him go through those moments.
And Matt Savoie will come to Edmonton. I know he's on the rookie camp, but trust me, his goal is to make the team. And Matt Savoie was their best player in Bakersfield last year, not just offensively, but really earned the trust of the coach. And Chalk talked about Savoie's development as a penalty killer specifically.
You know, Keith McCambers did a fantastic job putting him out there, right? And then giving him a penalty kill pair, which was most of the season was Noah Philp. So that consistency of those players, you know, if you look back in the WHL, Matt was not really a penalty killer. He was an offensive guy scoring a lot, and we wanted to embrace that. And when you get called up from Bakersfield, you need to play without the puck because we don't see the top six and that kind of stuff changing that much, or the power play changing that much as far as personnel. So that was the message, that if you want to be able to be effective in the National League, and obviously the communication from Chris down to me to Keith Gretzky, making sure that Matt got those touches. And I will say that young man embraced it. And one of the real defining moments for me was an early road trip in Calgary. We were losing the game 4-1. The game was over. There's 7 or 8 minutes left, and Matt Savoie laid down in front of a shot, which that was like, okay, wow, he really wants to do the hard things, and that was just a moment that I remember, and he knows that story. So those moments like that, getting the reps, that the player has to meet you halfway. They ought to want to do it, and Matt was a great student, that's for sure.
And lastly, Chalk talked about the challenges he sees, because he's seen young guys go through. You're really skilled. You come in. Not only do you try to make the NHL, you're trying to make the NHL on a Stanley Cup contender, and that's even harder.
Well, I think Chris and the staff does an excellent job of just giving them simple reads. And I'll give you an example. If the D is backing off, let's take the middle. You know, allow them to be creative, allow them to be offensively, and understanding the decision-making process. So, obviously there's some elite offensive players here, some established players that have been through the grind and the rigors, and I'm sure those guys are helping them along, right? One thing I know for sure is that, yes, you want the acceptance of the coaches, but the players see it first. They're feeling it. So, you know, I think with the exhibition season and rookie camp, we'll get to see where they're at, and then from there, really they'll make the decisions. But really, they're dynamic offensive players. That's difficult to teach and takes longer to teach. Playing without the puck and those sorts of things can definitely be more of an effective approach. And I think that's why Stan Bowman and Jeff and the Oilers management has brought in players like Savoie and Howard for that reason.
Well, tonight is just the first step. It is a rookie game. Some of you are going, some of you are watching. Enjoy it. They are in Calgary on Sunday. Then the Edmonton Oilers will have main camp. The veterans will report on Wednesday. They're on ice Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They have a double dip of games next Sunday. One in Calgary, one in Edmonton. It's the split squad games on the 21st, and then they're off and running. And preseason we'll probably go by quicker. Not as quick as next year, though. God, I can't. I probably shouldn't be that excited, Cons, but I can't wait. I could skip ahead already to the 4 preseason games of 26, 27. It's going to be like Christmas in September for me. I'm sorry. Like the 8 preseason games is the worst.
Outside of start times, would you say that's your biggest pet peeve with the NHL?
Well, it's not even the NHL. I should clarify.
Sport.
It's the Oilers. Not every team plays 8, right? The Oilers, Calgary, Ottawa, like some of the Canadian teams do, right? There's American teams that play 5 and 6. So them cutting down to 4. But yeah, no, it was just more so I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, you look at the rosters, because let's be honest, let's go through the Oilers training camp. How many spots realistically are up for grabs on the Edmonton Oilers? Well, right now, the 2 goalie spots, I don't see Matt Tompkins pushing either one. So those are taken. On defense, Bouchard, Ekholm, Nurse, Wallman, Kulak, 5 that are locked in. And then you've got Emberson and Stetcher and, 1 or 2 other guys battling for 2 spots. So you can make an argument that maybe there's 2 defense spots, 6 and 7. I would argue it's probably 1, but just for fun, let's say 2. Now you go to the forwards. Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, Podkolzin, Mangiapane, those 6 are locks. Trent Frederick, Adam Henrique, Kasperi Kapanen, 9. I think Curtis Lazar's on the team for sure. There's 10. Then you got Savoie and Howard. That's 12. David Tomasek, Matthias Janmark. There's 14. So I didn't even mention Noah Philp. So he's in the mix, but it's pretty hard. And even Jones. He was in the NHL last year. So there's 16 forwards. So 2 of them, maybe 3, have to get released depending on how many players the Oilers carry. So I don't see any jobs opening. There's 16 guys there. So those 16 are going to compete for the jobs up front, Cons. There's no surprise. I think the if you want to put in Leppinen as a 9th defenseman to battle, I'm like, okay, I'll get on board with that, Atro Leppinen. But that's it. Right? 16 forwards, 9 defensemen are battling for the 14 forward, 7 defenseman spot. That's it. There's no surprise here. It's not going to be any, oh my God. By September 28th, we're on the show and we're talking about this. Oh, no one saw this guy making the team. I'm sorry. There's nobody like that this year. And that's okay. The Oilers, they got a deep team. They're a very good team. There'll be some competition just to see who's going to get on the roster. Now, keep in mind, I didn't mention that Zach Hyman's banged up. So he might not even start the season. Now, because of the new rules, the accruing cap space doesn't see as big as a benefit as it used to be. So, maybe just put him on LTI. Although there is something about starting the season in LTI or not. So that could play a factor for sure. Hyman might just be on the IR to start the year. We'll see. But so all that does is open up a temporary spot, but amongst the same guys. It's not like it opens up a new spot for Josh Szymanski or somebody else to come in and be like, hey, I can make this team, right? Like Quinn Hudson. Sorry, right? I don't see it, right? Marjala, Jaden Gruby, and going down the list of guys. So even James Hamlin, Robbie Yarventi could, like those guys are good pro players. Right? Both have played in the NHL at times, but probably hard pressed to make the team. Probably hard pressed to make the final cuts. It's just how challenging it is. We'll return. We'll talk more hockey as it's coming back, and something new for you, the fan. What is it? I don't know. We'll find out next on the Jason Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired. Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all.
Hey, Kevin, we're just trying to try this. Can you hear me right now? Okay, you can hear us. We don't have your volume coming through right now.
Check.
There we go. Now we got it. Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for doing this. We'll be up in a couple minutes here.
It's Jack Nicklaus' signature course, Sports.
And hello, YouTube.
Sleeman, your spot for premium views, great vibes, and championship-level golf. Watch top PGA Tour America's players chase glory, enjoy an unbeatable atmosphere, and soak in one of Canada's premier golf experiences. Mark your calendar, grab your friends, and join us on the sidelines of championship golf.
oodle noodle origins.
In 1864, Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudel, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the New World. At Ellis Island, Nudel was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as
Oodle Noodle.
Friday, September 26th. Get ready for a one-of-a-kind experience with two of hockey's most legendary enforcers. Century Casino Edmonton presents an evening with Marty McSorley and Kevin McClellan. Hosted by Louis DeBrusque, they'll take the stage for an unfiltered night of stories, laughs, and memories. Choose from 2 ticket options, General or VIP. Hockey legends Marty McSorley and Kevin McClellan at Century Casino Edmonton. Friday, September 26th. Hurry, get your tickets now from Ticketmaster.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Japa is digging deep on their 50-year history of supporting Alberta's construction industry with their line of special edition blackout excavators. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday. How are you? Oh, there's lots going on this weekend. A lovely world of sports. Oh, is it ever a good time to be a sports fan? College football for many of you. Locally, you got the Wildcats and the Huskies battling it out. So check that one out this weekend. All the alumni of the Cats and Dogs, they like coming out there, puffing out the chest, maybe wearing the old coat they had when they played. It's always a lot of fun. Good rivalry. Of course, you have the Elks in Toronto. You've got NFL. You've got rookie camps going on. Lots of WHL players, at these camps, which is great for those players. Other teams are a little bit thin, but we're down to the final week of preseason, even in the WHL, and then they'll get set to start the season next Friday. The Oil Kings will be in Red Deer, and then they host the Rebels next Saturday night in their home opener. And to discuss all of that, Kevin Radomski, the Oil Kings Director of Business Operations, joins us now. Kev, how you doing?
Good afternoon. Jason, you've never looked better. That red and blue looks good on you, buddy. That's great.
What? So I made a rookie mistake. I wore a white T-shirt and my camera's all screwed up, so it's too much white balance. So I'm like, why is it so dark? And I'm like, well, I got to get something colored. It's nice out. I don't have another. But then we have the Oil Kings jersey hanging here in the studio. So I put it on. The first thing they said was, oh, Radomski's going to love that. So
buddy,
it looks good, though. The red and blue really pops on screen.
If only Kevin Carius would follow your lead, Jason. If only Kevin Carius, right?
Wow. Yeah. There's some things that you can't make. You can only make them look that good, right? There's a limit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's only so much that can be done.
Now, Kev, you guys off the ice have done an unreal job, leading the WHL in attendance now 3 seasons in a row in times when it was a rebuild. We're not talking your championship contending years rebuilds. And so, that's a credit to your organization and what you've done specifically. So, credit you and Marina and all the other staff members there. You always do it, in junior hockey, you have to have different evenings to entice people to come out. And so I know you unveiled some of them today. Let's talk about those this year. And obviously let's start with the big one, the Teddy Bear Toss. What day is it?
So it's going to be on Sunday, December 7th. And I can tell you right now, the lower bowl is already sold out. Completely sold out. We opened up the upper bowl in the month of August for a junior hockey game in the month of December. So obviously, for people that are listening to this, if you haven't been to an Oil King game, the biggest game of the year is Teddy Bear Toss, Sunday, December 7th, 4:00. If you don't know, when the Oil Kings scored the first goal of the game, all the people who are in attendance throw their bears onto the ice, and it goes to Santa's Anonymous right here at Edmonton, helping people that need a little helping hand at a special time. And there is nothing like it. There's no photo, there's no video. if you're not here live, you cannot appreciate what 15,000 bears look like crashing down the ice all at once. It's fantastic.
Well, and if you're in the lower bowl, you got to be prepared to get your arm ready because you're going to be throwing multiple bears because everybody in the second deck tries to get it on the ice. It doesn't always work.
But that's part of the beauty of it, right? Is the journey of the stuffed animal from position A onto ice, and that journey is a journey. So yeah, tons of fun. But yeah, it's easily the tentpole game for the Edmonton Oil Kings.
And what have you found? What have been some of the other games where your fans? Okay, we see the attendance and we see the excitement. What are some of the other ones that you're bringing in this year that the fans get excited about?
Well, I can tell you that last year we played on New Year's Day and we had a fireworks frenzy. So we actually set fireworks off post game on the ice, set to music. And it was the greatest things. If you've got young kids, they're probably not going to make midnight on New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, we had 2:00 game, fireworks set to music, tons of fun. On the 28th of December, which is Dino Night, we had inflatable dinosaurs running around the concourse.
I saw that.
It was ridiculous, but so much fun. But that's the idea of junior hockey, is just to have the ability. We have great hockey action on the ice. Kurt Hill, the general manager, has assembled a great team. But to your point, it's all about the family fun that happens in the stands. And of course, it all starts with our home opener next Saturday on the 20th.
That's what do you got planned for the home opener?
So we're going to do a Swiftie home openers. We've actually got one of Canada's top Taylor Swift tribute acts is going to be playing a 45-minute Taylor Swift-inspired concert at the end of the game. And, of course, before that, we're going to have bracelet-making stations on the concourse. So for all the Swifties that are out there, come on down to the Oil Kings game because it's going to be tremendous entertainment.
Oh, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, they'll be signing up for that one. They're huge Swiftie fans, especially because she's marrying a member of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right? If you needed a reason, that's the one.
They love it even more because now Eddie Steele was wrestling last year. Does he have a shot to come back at this year? Are you bringing wrestling back?
Absolutely, we are. And I can tell you that the one thing I remember more than anything last year is how Mr. Kevin Carey has timed his vacation to not be here during the wrestling night. But yes, we're going to have Love Pro Wrestling back here in January. And again, if you haven't seen it, this is the third year we're doing it. It keeps getting bigger and better. We actually have live professional wrestling right when you walk in the doors. There's suplexes, there's clotheslines, and then we warm up. We play the first period. We have more wrestling in the first intermission, play the game in the second, more wrestling in the second intermission. And it's so much fun. Like you don't even have to be a wrestling fan to appreciate how ridiculous everything is. Hockey, wrestling, all of it is fantastic. It's the most entertainment you'll see.
Anything new this year as
Absolutely.
far as team nights?
Yeah, we always try and, as much as we love the things that are tried and true, we always want to bring something different and something new. And of course, the Swiftie home opener is brand new. We've never done that before. I can tell you on Family Day in February, we're actually going to turn our team into Scooby-Doo. And our players are going to be wearing Scooby-Doo inspired jerseys with Scooby and the whole gang. We're going to have food that's Scooby snacked and ready to go, as well as we're going to auction off those jerseys for charity. And that's on Family Day on Monday. I can also tell you that this year on the 14th of December, right before the Christmas break, families can come down and get a photo with Santa. Jason, you know how it is. Those mall lines for Santa, forget it. Way too expensive, way too much hassle. All we ask is come on down to the Oil Kings game, give some form of a donation to Santa's Anonymous, and you'll have a great photo with jolly old Saint Nick. Perfect for the mantelpiece.
I like it. So, you got a full slate of fun themes at different times. And also, the Oil Kings, talking to lots of people on the ice, they should be, one of the top three teams in your division for sure.
No question about
really
it.
In your conference.
Yeah. And like last year, we got into the playoffs for the first time in 2 years. And it felt great. And the number one thing, we were a 7 seed going against the 2 seed in Prince Albert. We lost in 7 games. We probably skip over the fact we were up 3-1, but that's why you play the games. And they were tremendously entertaining. But it's that taste of the playoffs that really lingers with our returning veterans, people like Blake Fiddler, people like Ethan McKenzie. They were there and they want more of it. And it's going to be a great season this year.
Kevin Radomski joins us, Director of Business Operations for the Edmonton Oil Kings. And Kevin, obviously it's been a an interesting offseason in major junior hockey because of NCAA now, and so it's nobody really knows. There's been some players obviously that have left to go to NCAA. There's some that have already come back, and I think there's probably some that are going to be come back. But when you look at it from the business model, I know that's kind of your role, and you talk to a lot. Like, is the concern level, like, obviously you have to be aware of it, but has it impacted business, and how do you expect it potentially to impact the business side of junior hockey?
It's a great question. And to be honest with you, I think that we're all kind of aligned on like what's best for the players. And at the end of the day, if the best fit for the player is to go into the NCAA route, then great. And so you're already seeing it where a guy like Ethan McKenzie has given us a full year's notice and say, hey, listen, this is going to be my last year. For my 20th year, I'm going to go into the NCAA. And I think it all comes down to relationships, to be honest with you. Relationships with the agents, relationships with the families, relationships with the players. And at the end of the day, we're not panicked in the Western Hockey League because, we are going to see some players departing. To your point, some players have already came back. And I think it's that promise of greener grass. But at the end of the day, the players want to be able to do what's right for them in their development, and we support that.
Now, McKenzie, he's going to a rookie camp. Is he not in the NHL?
Absolutely he is. Yeah. He's right now. He's at the Minnesota Wild Camp.
Minnesota Wild Camp. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then Fiddler, of course, because he was drafted. So
second round.
Are those the only two guys?
No, we've actually all three of our Euros. So we have Holinka is at a camp. We have Adam Yeko at a camp. And, of course, Max Curran's at a camp. Right. And then, of course, we have Parker Elkos at the Vancouver Canucks camp as well. So we have actually 7 players at camp right now. So, the first couple games are going to be thin rostered as far as that goes, as those players showcase their talents. But what it does, it provides the other players that are here the ability to step into a role and really show our brand new head coach, Jason Smith, what it's all about.
Yeah, well, Jason Smith, that's a big change for a successful team. And you guys, I've talked to lots of guys who cover the WHL a lot closer than I am. And they looked and said, hey, Kurt Hill kind of read the tea leaves when he saw, Medicine Hat unfortunately lost a lot of their guys. So he went out and made a big acquisition already in the offseason. And, probably is going to make another one before the trade deadline. And this will be a very competitive Oil Kings team on the ice. And Kev, you guys have done a great job bringing in the fans when your team wasn't a playoff team. You got to be excited. I know you. Do you know how far in advance you decide to open the the upper bowl, excuse me?
Yeah, it is all based on demand. Like I can tell you that for our game like Hockey Hooky, that 11 a.m. game that we play in March, we've already sold over 13,000 tickets. And most of those are in the upper bowl to schools and classrooms and that type of thing. So what we do is we let the demand dictate when we open the upper bowl.
Okay.
But one of the biggest things we want to make sure of is that that fans always have a great seat to see the game. And with seats starting at $20, we always want to make sure that the families who are coming to see the Oil Kings have the absolute best experience. So if we open up the upper bowl like we have for Teddy Bear Toss, we opened up the middle 4 sections. That's where people want to be. And then once those sell out, we'll keep opening up more and more around the sides.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was going to say. It's not like you open up the upper bowl and it's everywhere. You start in the middle, sit there, and then once that's sold out, then we'll move to the rest because you want to keep the sound. It just looks better, it feels better when you're in a big group of people.
Yeah, people make the energy, and the more that you spread them out, the more you lose that energy, right? So we really want people to be together because that's the beauty of watching sport live is you get to feed off of your neighbor, and whether you're feeding off them positively or negatively, maybe they're cheering against your favorite team, but there's still that energy, right? So we want to keep people together, and it just helps us kind of keep everything the best experience possible.
Has your season ticket base slowly been growing as you guys have led the league, and is that still where it is, or like what's a percentage on average of walk up? Like I know a walk up on a Friday, Saturday is obviously way more than it is on a Monday or Tuesday. I understand that, but is there a formula you can kind of expect, give or take, on what your crowd's going to be most nights now?
You know what's funny is no. The quick answer is no, because there's a lot of variables that go into it, right? With the Edmonton Oilers playing in the same building, they're a lot more programmed as far as they know within reason how much to expect. Our attendance can fluctuate 4,000 tickets in 3 days. And because of, if the weather is nice, like we had Teddy Bear Toss last year, we had 17,226 attend. I can tell you, we sold very few at the door because there was a huge snowstorm the night before. And like they were closing down the roads and stuff, right? And so you start saying to yourself, like, thank goodness it didn't happen like on my game day. We still had a chance for the crews to clear the roads out. So there's so many factors that go into it. But you are right, like our season seat holder base has increased year over year. And we're really proud of that. And we work hard to make sure that like that's the lifeblood of your hockey team, is making sure that the biggest evangelists for your team are the people that are going to come out on a Tuesday night when you're playing and it's minus 30. Those are your season seat holders that are there. So we're always really happy to make sure that we show them the love too.
Well, Kev, we always look forward to a partnership again with the Oil Kings this year, talking to Kurt and Jason Smith and the players yourselves throughout the season. And best of luck when the puck drops next Friday in Red Deer.
In Red Deer. Thanks so much, Jason. We love 1440. Appreciate you.
Awesome. There's Kevin Radomski, Director of Business Operations for the Edmonton Oil Kings. They've done a fantastic job off of the ice, making an experience where the kids go, they have fun. And, it's a different atmosphere. I remember my son when he was younger, he kind of loved it just because, you could stand up, you can cheer, and not just when there's a goal, but it's almost encouraged. Hey, kids aren't going to sit still for a full period. If nothing's going on, let's get some music in there. Let's let them rock and roll. And they have lots of fun. And, it's great. The teddy bear toss, if you've never gone once, I would recommend just going one time. Like it's quite the thrill. And the great part about it is like the players, they want to score that goal, man. Like that, you look at goals, man, that's like an overtime goal when you score that goal, because the building goes nuts. And then it's just pandemonium for a while. Teddy bears coming all over the place. So as Kevin already told us, Lower Bowl is already sold out. So if you want to go, you probably want to get your tickets right away. 3:41 will come back. Positive Friday edition of the 2-Minute Warning with Cam Tate. What's Tater on about today? We'll find out next. We got more text to get to. It's the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for, call Mr. Rooter.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquacentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Looking for an all-season vehicle with room for the hockey gear, comfort for the daily commute, and rugged capability for your weekend adventures? That's the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass, and you'll find it during the biggest sale of the year this month at St. Albert Dodge. Now, what can I say? It's a Jeep, it's a 4x4, and it's loaded with standard features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, keyless entry, and heated front seats, all starting from just $34,900. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
That's the sound of the Harley you've been dreaming about. And this is the sound of opportunity knocking. And it's coming from Harley-Davidson of Edmonton.
Our end-of-season sale is on, and we're clearing the floor with unbelievable prices on a huge selection of pre-owned bikes.
This is your moment to own the legend.
Find your dream machine at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail. Locally owned and operated by the Kent family and celebrating 45 years.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Enjoy a taste of Hawaii with Papa John's Aloha Trio. Try the classic Hawaiian, Super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken pizzas for only $19.99 each at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
From puck drop to kickoff, it's the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday. Woo-hoo. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's nice outside. Weather's going to be awesome. Hey, maybe you're going. How many of you? I'm just curious, because Connor was walking around the mall here at lunchtime and said he was stunned by how much Morgan Wallen merchandise he saw people wearing. Because I know I guess Cons. What were you saying? He opened up his merchandise early down at the stadium, so people went to buy it and then came shopping. So obviously there's a lot of people from out of town then. I'm guessing they're doing that, but I'm curious. Just text in yay if you're going to the Morgan Wallen concert tonight or tomorrow night. I'm just curious. Like I know he's a pretty big deal in the country music realm, and obviously there's lots of country music fans in Alberta. So I'm curious how many of you are going to the concert either tonight or tomorrow night. And if you are going, like, what's the one Morgan Wallen song you have to listen to live at a concert? I'm curious. I know Morgan Wallen songs, Con. I don't know if I know the title of one of them. Yeah, well, you know me. Oh no, maybe is Last Night his? Okay, I think I know that one for sure.
I'd be the wrong guy to ask. But I know, there was a lot of people with boots on, cowboy boots. A couple people picking up new pairs, I think, for the show.
The TR specials.
Oh, yeah.
Some snake skins.
Absolutely. Throw them on. Got to fit into the crowd. But 2 shows at Commonwealth. Safe to say he's a pretty big deal. And I not my type of music, but I think he's going to put on a great show for everyone who does go.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if he's like, I'm looking at tickets. My son actually is a big Morgan Wallen fan. My wife told me this this morning. I'm like, what? Like, we listen to music in the car all the time, and I know he's done a few collabs with guys, so I know I've heard it before.
You probably heard the one with Post Malone.
Yes, that's the one. That's what I was going to say.
It's a catchy one. Can't deny that.
Yeah, and I think is Whiskey Glasses. That might be another one of his songs. I think so. So again, like I probably sing a song, don't even know the name of it. Like it's funny. I can remember lots of statistics, but name of a song and who sings it, not my specialty all the time. So I'm just kind of curious who's going and which night. And what's the go-to Morgan Wallen song that you have to see, that you would want him to play 100% in concert? Because I've been to concerts, you know me, I was a real late bloomer when it came to concerts. I think by the age of 30, I might have seen 2, which I know. And hey, everybody's different. Everybody has different things that they're interested in. Just, I went to the Beach Boys once at K-Days of all places when I was 14. That was actually really good. It is now where the Stingers play, right? At the Expo Center. That's, I guess back then it was the Agricom. And then I went to see the Hip. So I actually know 3 because I saw the Hip once in Red Deer at Halloween, and then once at the old Rexall place. I think it might have been Skyreach. Maybe it was Rexall. No, maybe it was Northlands Coliseum when I went, now that I think about it. But either way, so I think 3 before the age of 30. But then I made up for it, cons. I didn't want a string where I saw a lot of concerts. Quite liked it. So some have been good, but all I know is if I go to a concert and they're not entertaining, I don't care how good they sound. I go to a concert, I want to be, part of it's the entertainment factor. Put on a show. Be a performer. Because if you're a great singer, that's awesome. But I could just listen to your, close my eyes and listen to your music. I want to be entertained a little bit. So I'm curious what kind of entertainer he is. We'll find out. I have no idea.
What's the best concert you ever been to? Like, not just music, but entertainer. Because I will tell you, like, I'm not a LMFAO fan, but I went to their concert before they really made it big. It was at like Ed's or Red's here in the mall. Those guys put on a show. Like, I don't think I knew any of the music, but I was thoroughly entertained by the performance.
Best concert, man. Post Malone was good. We saw him at the Waste Management Open. I thought that was impressive. But I'm probably going to go Prince.
Yeah.
I saw Prince, and he was just him or Bruno Mars, just in their ability in how gifted they were at musicians. That's like, Prince did everything. He's singing, guy can dance, he's riffing on a guitar like unbelievable, right? And so I'd probably go with those two, I think. And Lady Gaga was damn impressed. Lady Gaga, for one song when she sang a cappella, that might have been the one time I was just like, oh my goodness, like she could really sing. So she probably had the best voice. I don't know if it's the best overall top to bottom concert, but if I think one moment of a concert, that'd be it. Hey, Greggs, will you be the anti-Struds? Will you stand up at a concert? Oh, yeah, I'll stand up. Now, I don't know if I'm going to stand up the whole time if we go, but yeah, I have no problem standing up at a concert. Cons, you stand up, don't you? Like, come on.
I'll take it back. I saw one person sit down at a concert. It was my buddy, and it was a Kanye, Rihanna, NARD, Lupe Fiasco show. Maybe one of the best concerts I've seen. And he sat down during Rihanna.
Like the whole time?
Yeah. He's like, I don't like her. And he sat down.
Oh, well, okay.
I was like, you're crazy. She's fantastic. No, you go to concerts. I don't think you
but
go
you
to
stand
sit.
The whole time?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think I think I fluctuate. I'll be up, and then sometimes, anytime a ballad comes on, I'm like, all right, this is a break. This is a rester.
If I'm sitting, I probably just walk away and go get a drink or something. Opening for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, my first concert was the Mars Volta. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
It was hectic. I didn't get it. I said, okay, I'm going to go buy merch. Like I didn't sit down. I just walked away.
You know, it's one thing I never have done. I've never bought any merch at a concert. I don't own like a t-shirt of a band, nothing. Probably should have, but never have.
It's probably so expensive now too.
Oh God, I would think so. Yeah. Who knows? Hey boys, I agree with Gregor. I saw Prince at Coachella in 2008. He had a 15-piece band with dances and everything. So good. Boys, John Fogerty, John Mellencamp. Row 4 on the floor. Unreal concert from Ed, the pilot. Hey guys, someone on Global says they spent $500 plus on merchandise. Yikes. Yeah, but how much did they get? Yeah, see. Is it like, please tell me that's more than a t-shirt. God help us if I think so. So we'll see. Hey boys, I had tickets for the show tomorrow, but my son had a second evaluation skate late afternoon, so now I had to pull the pin. Dad life, Jag. Well, how late in the afternoon? Because the concert starts at 4:30. But like, what time is Morgan Wallen going on? He's not going on at 6 o'clock, is he? Like, I'm just guessing they open the doors to get, you got that many people, right? Because it's at Commonwealth. So you're going to have, 50,000 people there? You got to get in, right? You got to find a parking spot.
Think 9 o'clock.
You think he's going to be on that late?
Wallen doesn't usually kick off his set until 9 p.m. He'll leave it all out there with the finale between 10:30 and 11.
So now Brooks and Dunn are opening up for him on Saturday.
Yeah.
But there must be somebody else if it's at like.
Yeah, tonight it's Miranda Lambert, Ella Langley, and Zach John King, and then tomorrow Brooks and Dunn, Ella Langley, and Zach John King at 5:15.
So 5:15. So doors open at 4:30.
Yeah.
The first band hits the stage at 5:15.
That's what they're expecting. Yeah,
okay.
Estimated.
And then what do they say? And then he's estimated to be on the stage at 9.
Yeah.
So there's 3.5 hours of other bands. Holy doodle.
This is from Holler Country.
Okay.
So don't quote me on it, but I'm trying to do some research here.
Okay. I can respect that.
Remember the bag policy as well, everyone.
Oh, yeah. We just got this one in Ella Langley at 6, Brooks and Dunn 7:15, Miranda Lambert, and then Morgan Wallen at 9-ish, give or take. So, geez, that Miranda Lambert, Brooks and Dunn, they're rocking it out there pretty good too. So, all right, well, that's good because if I go now, I know. Well, so Dad, you didn't have to give up your tickets. It was late afternoon. Still get there at 6:30. Got a lot of time. So.
That's a good show. I respect that.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a Morgan Wallen guy, like Miranda Lambert or Brooks and Dunn, that's big.
You're definitely getting your money's worth, right? If you want to, you get on there for Zach John King at 5:15. So you could have over 6 hours if he goes to 11 o'clock, 5.5 hours of live music. People love that stuff. That's awesome. That's a pretty good show. I like it. Now let's get to the 2-minute warning. With Cam Tate, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. That's how you build legacy. LegacyHeating.ca. Cam Tate, of course, longtime journalist in town. Cam, born with cerebral palsy, has been in a wheelchair. And due to his disability, he was unable to be on the radio until got to 1440 and came up with the technology where Cam writes out his stuff. It comes to life in the 2-minute warning. And on Fridays, Tater has me read his word. So here is Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. Gregor, I have a comment to make. Last week, you talked about the food you think is most challenging for me to eat. You said it was a dinner bun. I respectfully disagree. That's why I'm inviting your family to dinner for Italian. I'll order spaghetti. And the way I eat with the cerebral palsy, all of you will get whiplash. And on Positive Friday, I'm going to share some funny stories, or at least I think they're funny. So today we're going to go back to when I had hair and money, 1982. I covered the Alberta Northern Lights wheelchair basketball team in the southwestern United States. We were coming home from San Jose when I was a little kind of nervous. I just started dating a lovely gal, blonde hair, named Debbie. And Debbie said she'd try to pick me up at the airport to meet our flight. And I must tell you that in the buggy, otherwise known as my wheelchair, backwards, I don't have the strength in my arms nor the coordination to wheel myself forward. So I go backwards. So my friend, imagine this. I come barreling out of customs and looking over my left shoulder, there she was, Debbie, sitting in a chair. I was so excited, I gave a big push backwards, both feet, straight back. Didn't the 45 angle turn? No, straight back there, Connor Halley, straight back. I felt the buggy slow down, but it kept going. When it stopped, I turned to my left. There was a man on his hands and knees. He looked at me. Then he looked at his cement tool. Then he looked at me again. He shook his head. Then I heard laughter. See, I didn't see someone was lying down, fresh cement in front of the door where I came out. So I rolled right into it. It sure wasn't my day that day. Debbie broke up with me that night after we had dinner. You see, I ordered spaghetti. Have a good weekend, everyone. 2-minute warning, weekdays, Gregor Show. Gregor Halley Tate, Sports 1440. What a jabroni. She broke up with me at dinner that night. God. So now I want to know which part of that story is true. All of it? Some of it? None of it. I don't disagree that Tater wheeled into the cement. That part I think is true. Did Debbie break up on the date because of spaghetti? Never know. Could be messy. No question. Could be messy. I haven't seen Tater eat spaghetti. I'll take his word for it. But I've seen the bun dominate him a few times in the media lounge. It's good times. 3:59. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. As we get near the end of September, you know what's going to happen. You're into fall. You want to switch out your tires. Well, Fountain Tire makes it easy. You get $50 off tire storage with the purchase of a new set of tires in September. No more stacking tires in your garage. Let them handle it. See the select locations for details, fountaintire.com.
The Sports 1440 update.
Week 15 of the CFL gets going tonight in about an hour. Hamilton hosting Winnipeg. Then at 8 o'clock, you got Ottawa NBC taking on the Lions. Tomorrow, another doubleheader at 1 o'clock. The Elks out in Toronto taking on the Boatmen. And then at 5 o'clock, you got the Riders hosting the Alouettes. Major League Baseball today. Jays kicking off a series with the Orioles. First pitch just after 5 o'clock out in Toronto. You also have the Royals and Phillies. Nationals host the Pirates. Yankees in Boston. Braves host the Astros. The Brewers taking on the Cards. Mariners host the Angels and the Dodgers in San Fran. One final earlier today had the Cubs knocking off the Rays 6-4. Golden Bears football tonight down at Foot Field. Bears taking on the Calgary Dinos. That gets going at 6:30 on the ice. Golden Bears down in Calgary taking on MRU, while the Pandas up against Nate at Nate Arena. Both those games start at 7. As for soccer, Golden Bears on the road taking on UBC. That gets going at 8 o'clock for McEwen. Just the women's team in action taking on Calgary tonight in Calgary. That gets going at 7. And over the weekend, Edmonton Wildcats up against Edmonton Huskies. That goes Sunday from Jasper Place Bowl, kickoff at 1 o'clock. And at the American Collegiate Ranks tonight, Indiana taking on Indiana State. You have Houston meeting Colorado. Kansas State in Tucson for a matchup with the Wildcats. And it's UCLA up against New Mexico. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll ask 5 questions and talk some Flames with Danny Austin. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
An electrical solar team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the auto service you need,
positive,
done well, at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
You want to watch the only TV show that focuses on North America's original extreme sport? Then check out Horse Warriors. It's a bunch of young braves risking their lives racing horses. But it's also a lot more than that. It's a celebration of our indigenous spirit. It's on APTN. It's called Horse Warriors, and it's real good. Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You're going to love these Warriors.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio, from weekend warriors to professional athletes, kids playing soccer to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips. We fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Yeah, 420.
Odds easier to use. Just download the app or even go to the webpage. It's better odds, more fun, and you'll have a great time. PlayAlberta.ca. If you were on the Packers last night, you'd be pretty happy. So a bevy of games in both the NFL, MLB, college football this weekend. Cons, any college games? I know you and Deck are big into the college ball. Any college games that are tickling your fancy this weekend?
Well, I mean, Declan probably could give a better answer. I don't know if we want to throw him on the mic here, but I think the one we were talking about yesterday, number 5 Miami hosting number 18 South Florida, which I just found out is on the CW and a channel that I just had to reinstate. We got a new cable package and lost it. I made the executive decision this morning. Let's bring it back. So I'm looking forward to that one. Other than that, I think anytime Texas plays is probably going to be pretty exciting with Arch Manning and all that. But if you're good with it, we'll bring Declan on here too.
Fire right up, man. I have no problems with it. Once Deck stops filling his face over there. Jeez.
I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
It was a sandwich break.
Big break.
Tennessee, Georgia is probably the game of the week. Top 15 matchup. Tennessee probably shouldn't be there after scoring 72 points against an FCF's opponent. They jump up 7 spots in the rankings. They're still number 15. Georgia's number 6. It's a good SEC battle. That's probably the one you want to watch for.
That's the one you want to watch for. What is your upset special to watch for?
Well, listen, if we're going with the points, USF is 16.5-point dogs against Miami. I like them to cover. And I will say, I agree with Max. I agree with his take yesterday. If USF wins this one, I'm putting them as the number 2 team in the country.
Really? All the way. That would be quite the story because they weren't even ranked when the season began. Right. And in a matter of 3 weeks, they could go to number 2. Now they would have beat 3 teams all in the top 20. So no one else would have done that. Right. So I could see it. It's a hell of a story, man. Like who doesn't love a Cinderella and unexpected story early on in the season? It'd be unrated. But like, what do you think their chances are of winning them?
Pretty low. I'm really high on Miami. I think Carson Beck is having a great bounce back year to start this one off. He was kind of unceremoniously thrown to the side of Georgia. I think he's done very well. Mario Cristobal, their old head coach at Oregon, so I like him a lot. And just the one last thing, the other game, Notre Dame and Texas A&M, because if Notre Dame loses, their chance at the playoff, gone.
Gone? Ooh, all right. Okay. Man, 3 weeks in, you're gone. It's tough league. We're going to get to the rookie game and Calgary and the orders coming up in our next segment. We got a lot of text flying in still 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 and concerts. Hey fellas, I saw AC/DC 5 times back when they were young. Nothing will ever compare. And I've seen everyone, U2, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, the Stones, even saw Nirvana in the Hip and small bars. AC/DC is the very best live show anyone will ever see. Chris in Victoria. All right. Hey, I could see it. There's certain bands that are just epic to watch live. All right. And we got, hey guys, I'll tell you right now, this is from Danosaurus Rex. Hands down, best entertainment for your buck. If you like that kind of stuff, is it Gwar? Is that how you pronounce it? Gwar? Gwar? I think it's Gwar, right?
Gwar?
Gwar. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not my stuff.
Well,
but...
dude, you got it like that. I'm not tough enough. I'll be honest. I'm not tough enough to listen to that. I couldn't go to a concert like that.
You know, I'd like to go do it, but like from a distance.
Yeah.
I might sit at that concert up above. Because those are the guys that dress up all crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know any. Couldn't tell you anything about their music, but I guess it'd be an experience.
Well, it would be the experience, right? Like they look a little bit like a little bit of wrestling when you've got like the huge, like I remember seeing like the one guy when he had like the huge, like it almost looked like a water buffalo head, but with bigger horns. And then he had like, remember when it was not Axe and Smash? Who are the other guys that had the huge cones coming out of their shoulder?
The Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors.
It's one of their birthdays today,
yes.
Actually.
So they kind of had the Road Warriors gear on, and then I just remember like having the horns. And there's one even where one guy kind of almost looked like he he had like 2 big buck horns coming out. Man, it was antlers, I should say, not horns. It was unreal. I've seen a few pictures of that. I've never just for the experiences, you say, Con, like, could I watch it like back in the day at the old Goose Loonies? Then it went to Thunderdome, two levels. I saw Def Leppard there and it was unreal. And we watched from the second deck and I thought it was fantastic. So if Gore would have ever played there, I would have watched it from the second deck because I think I got a little bit of space here to see the craziness. I'd be all into it. But the outfits are amazing. That's true. That's a very good call.
And you get dirty. Because that's a text came in here. Our Northside Norm says you have to be front row. Don't wear clothes you like. I think they spray you with it looks like fake blood. I'd be rolling in a white T-shirt or something.
Well, I'm just curious, like how many scraps, or is everybody there so jazzed up they're just like, we're not fighting for anything, so they're just having fun.
Yeah, I don't know, Guar and Insane Clown Posse. That's another one I'd probably be sitting in the back row.
Yeah, nice though. That's okay. Hey, everybody's gonna have different genres of music they like, right? Hey guys, I went to Guar. It was awesome. It's more like a play than a music concert. The only metal show where everyone wears white. I had so much fake blood and guts poured on me, it dyed my contacts red. My goodness. Yeah, so you're going for the experience.
So I said I'd wear white and be ruin my clothes, but Lance is saying everyone wears white.
Well, because then I guess the blood shows up more. Now you can see it, right? Everybody, hey, look at that guy. He got gored. Is that what you say? I have no idea. Just made that up. I'm not cool enough. I'm just making up stuff. I don't know. I'm on the gore. Now, they're not still around, are they?
Let's see.
Because they started in the 80s, man. That'd be 40 years.
Still touring.
What?
Yeah.
Good for them. That's when you know you love what you're doing.
They'll be in Pontiac, Michigan next week.
Jeez. Guys, all other fake fluids. No fighting, though, from Norm. Oh,
November 1st, Gregor. We should go.
Where?
To watch Guar.
In Edmonton?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's my son's birthday. Let's take him. First concert. With Helmet, Dwarves, and Blood Vulture.
Oh, God, man. Oh, you've got me intrigued here. You've got me intrigued. We'll see. Maybe we could go, a few listeners, go to the Gore concert. God. Front row, though. I'm not sure I'd sit front row at any concert. Almost gets a little too loud for me. I know, God, I'm sounding like an old fossil right now. But even when I was young, I never I never loved super loud music. Never did. So, hey, boys, the lead singer did pass away a long time ago, but they are still touring. That's awesome. Oh, well, yeah, it wouldn't be the first band, unfortunately, who lost the lead singer, but continues to roll on. Why not? So, there you go. Learning lots about Gore here. It's great. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can text us in our inbox. Guys, the Dwarfs, another great punk band, also we're seeing from Lance. Hey, guys, if you want to experience hands down the best concert ever, Ernest Manias. The Antis go wild for that guy. Is it Ernest Munias or Manias? I don't even know, Drew. The Antis go wild for that guy. Well, why does that make my experience better? That's what part am I an auntie all of a sudden? What the hell am I missing here? Seems like I'm missing something here.
He's nicknamed the Elvis of the North.
Elvis of the North.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He's from Manitoba.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm intrigued by him now.
He's got to have a pretty smooth voice if you're Elvis of the North. I see him dressed up. Well, very proud Cree man. So Elvis of the North, that is a pretty bold statement. He must have a sick set of pipes. Because I love the if you go back in time to somebody I would have wanted to see live in concert, sign me up. That's a guy I would have wanted to see. Even now, I was my son, because download, because Elvis always reminds me of my father because he got me listening to it. So my son likes some of the songs in the ghetto. He's just like, geez, Dad, he's old enough to hear the lyrics. Pretty tough song. But we're listening to his album and he's just like, well, Dad, is this a different guy? I'm like, no, that his range and how different he sounded on different songs is spectacular. So highly impressive. Pretty good singer, Elvis. If you haven't heard him, might want to check him out. That's a little tip for us. Little tip. Check it out. If you haven't listened to an Elvis song, you might want to. So 833-401-1440. Hey guys, where can I watch I think it's on Orders Plus tonight, Cons. Can you confirm that or not? I think the Orders rookie game is on Orders Plus. It's obviously live in Edmonton. You can get tickets for $20, but I think you can watch it on Orders Plus.
You can. It's also going to be free on the Flames YouTube channel.
Oh.
But remember, it's going to be probably all Flames talk. So
okay. Well, there you go.
Might want to give Oilers Plus a try.
Hey guys, as an old tour guy, just bring earplugs and adjust them to your liking. Cuts out the piercing highs and you hear the band amazingly. Front row all day, from Andrew. That is good advice, Andrew. If I was ever going to go front row. But you almost can you go front row and everybody sees that you have earplugs in, like, aren't you, like, I don't know, is that like a faux pas for front rowers? Like, can you go front row and wear earplugs? Maybe
just wear a wig and cover your ears up.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hey guys, you know anything about Perry leaving the ice in LA today? Yeah, I saw our buddy, the mayor in LA who covers him, said there was, but he did say, he wrote, he's not sure it happened up against the boards. Did he twist an ankle? Did someone hit him? They're not sure. All they said was that, they got a wheelchair. Obviously, maybe couldn't put any weight on it. So we'll have to see. Right? We've seen guys taken off on stretchers in football. And you know what? It's all precautionary now. They just want to be ultra safe. So maybe that's all the case was. But he wasn't sure if he caught a rut. And that's all the mayor had said about that. So he's close on, got boots on the ground in LA. So that's kind of who we'll go by. But, hopefully for Corey Perry, who Oiler fans, what's funny, Corey Perry was a guy that Oiler fans loathed. He became an Oiler fan. Oiler fans really liked him. Now he's a member of the LA Kings. And the thing about Corey Perry is when the game's on, there's no friends. There's no friends at all for him. You know what? He's not afraid to go after anybody, to do whatever it takes to help the team that he's currently playing for win. So he'll add a little juice to the Oiler Kings rivalry. So I'm hoping for his sake, it was just precautionary, and that he'll be ready to go when the season starts. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk about that rookie game tonight, the Oilers and the Flames. Positive Friday edition of the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. You can always text us your thoughts, 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 in our email inbox.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's definitely not easy, but it matters. We do it well. So if you'd like to be part of something where your work matters, GS Construction is hiring. Just remember, when you come for an interview, ditch the tie. See more at gsconstruction.ca.
Experience a season of superior luxury, performance, and savings. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Come drive one today. You won't be disappointed. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 1.99%. And right now, you can save $7,500 on remaining 2025 XC60s. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. Visit VolvoCarsEdmonton.com.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at Cantork.com.
Ah, Hawaii. The warmth of a golden sunset as the waves roll in. The freshness of a waterfall. The lush scent of tropical flowers in the air.
You don't need to travel to enjoy all Hawaii has to offer. You just need to order pizza. Bring Hawaii home with the Aloha Trio, available for a limited time at Papa John's. Try our classic Hawaiian, super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken for just $19.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proudly locally owned and operated.
Are you looking for safe and professional travel options? Look no further than Silent Rides, one of Alberta's premier bus charter companies. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer state-of-the-art motor coaches, first-class service, and affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information, call 1-877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. Go top shelf to score the Oilers in $75,000 bonus prize. Lower bowl Oilers season seats plus $75,000 cash. You're also in to win the Porsche Paris early bird and the $2.5 million grand prize. A luxury show home in Cameron Heights. Hurry! Bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. Be mighty. Buy your tickets now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Aiden? Oh, yeah. It's heartbreaking. Everyone knew this could happen. They've been posting those street races for months.
I know, right? Now his best friend is in the ICU. His family is devastated. All for some likes.
Totally wasn't worth it.
Street racing is deadly. Stop it before it stops you. A message from the government of Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? Buy Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Rolling through a lovely positive Friday. MLB, of course, rolling on Jays tonight against the Orioles after a dominant win yesterday. We also have Yankees and the Red Sox going at it. You got CFL, big games. Elks fans, you'll be watching out of town scoreboard. Edmonton is one game behind Winnipeg. They're tied with BC. Both are in action tonight. Winnipeg is on the road in Hamilton, which will be an emotional night as they honor Ted Gavia, the GM who passed away earlier today. GM of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, formerly assistant GM of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Also, BC, the late game, they will be hosting Ottawa, who had the unreal comeback last week to defeat the Lions. So they'll be looking for a little redemption. And then tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Edmonton time, as the green and gold are out east to take on the Argonauts. You got Oilers rookies going tonight and Sunday against the Calgary Flames. And to discuss that, as we go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. And hey, you know what? The weekend's coming here. Now all of you sporting parents, you're getting back into the rink. You know what you need on your way to the rink? How about $1 for a small premium roast coffee only at McDonald's? All day, every day at McDonald's. As Danny Austin joins us, hear about it from the Calgary perspective. And Danny, I know the Flames did nothing really, no veterans coming in on that team. How is this rookie squad of the Flames looking? Who are the rookies that Calgary fans are going to be excited about to watch tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. It's an interesting squad just because most of the guys who were drafted this year went the NCAA route. So they're actually not, like guys like Cole Reshny and Cullen Potter are not going to be playing tonight. But I look at a guy like Sam Honzek, who actually made the team coming out of rookie camp last season. He's a guy who he didn't have a great year in the AHL, but he was hampered by injuries, and this is a really, really big year for him. Okay. So I look at him. I look at Matvei Gridin, who is a first-round pick from last year, who has probably been my standout from camp. And then there's a guy named Idar Suniev, who played last year at UMass. He actually got in a game at the end of the season for the Flames last year. Certainly has the body of an NHLer. And, those are probably the three at the top of the list who I think that there's real excitement and an expectation that they could actually play games for the Flames this year.
Okay, now games later in the year, do you think there's a chance some of these guys could actually make the opening night roster?
I think that the chances of them making the opening night roster are pretty slim at this point. That's not so much a knock on them as that the Flames have a weirdly settled group. Like, you mentioned that they didn't really bring in any veterans, but, they made the trade last year for Frost and Farabee. Like, they're really, other than on the fourth line where a guy like Adam Klapka could be sent down, but even then he'd have to go through waivers and there's no way they're doing that. Like, there's just not really a spot for any of these guys. So they would have to be absolutely exceptional over the next couple of weeks of training camp to get a spot. And it'll be realistically like when injuries happen or, the Flames are out of contention.
You mentioned Honzek, and he is the intriguing guy. I've read a lot of articles about him in Calgary. What do you like best about his game? What do you think's going to transferable to him becoming an NHLer sometime this year, maybe in the future?
I mean, he's physically big and can skate. Those are probably the two things. Like, I'm not suggesting I think he's going to be a 40-goal guy in the NHL. I think he's more probably a second or third liner. But what the Flames are missing, like outside of Connor Zary, they don't really have anyone who can carry the puck, keep the puck on their stick. beat the defender to the outside and use their speed. And I think Honzek really has that. Plus, as he develops into his body, he's tall, he's thin. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say he's bulky because he is not.
Okay.
But as he kind of gets through his early 20s and adds some bulk, I think he's going to be really hard to knock off the puck. So, he's probably number 2 or 3 on my intriguing list, but he's I do think we'll see him play 25, 30 games this year.
You mentioned the Flames, and it's kind of oddly settled. They did have 96 points last season. They just signed Dustin Wolf to that big 7-year extension at $7.5 million. And really kind of the main question in Calgary this year is going to be about Rasmus Anderson. And, does he get traded? Does he resign? Which side are you leaning towards?
Oh, he's going to get traded.
Okay.
Like I'm not like, I guess I can't say that 100%. So I'll do the sports reporter thing and say 99. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, the Flames, like, I'd argue that 2 of their top 3 prospects are probably Zane Parekh, who will not be playing tonight because he's sort of recovering from an injury, and Hunter Restevich. And those are 2 defensemen, puck-moving defensemen, 19 and 20 years old. And I really do think that the Flames are kind of building to when those 2 are the anchors. So signing Rasmus, who will want 8 years, and he's going to be 29, I believe, this year. It doesn't make any sense. The timelines don't line up. You want to be building around those guys. This is about the next generation. It's not about right now. They want to make the playoffs, but there's no reason to sign in for Rasmus either. So it's not a bad breakup, but it's going to lead to a trade for sure.
What do you think they'd be looking for in a return?
Young players. I do think that Craig Conroy has shown more of a propensity than to be honest, some people in Calgary might like to go with sort of young players instead of just draft picks. He wants guys who can contribute sooner rather than
makes more
later.
Sense.
Yeah. So I think that's what he's going for. But I think he'd settle for definitely getting off first round pick. I think he'd love that. And I think that's probably going to be the going rate. I think Rasmus will probably be the best defenseman on the market, in a couple months time when the time does arrive to make a move.
Yeah, and obviously they're going to hope there's just no injury. That'd be the worst case scenario for a guy like that. But now Zane Parekh, my understanding is the NHL talk, but it doesn't sound like the 19-year-old rule to have one 19-year-old who's a non-European in the minors will come into play this year. So Zane Parekh's a guy who either has to go back to junior or goes to NHL. Is this the one where we see Zane Parekh stay up in Calgary, play a few games, go to the World Juniors, and then make a decision?
I think absolutely. I don't think Zane Parekh is going back to junior at all this year, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. It makes no sense. He led the CHL in scoring last year, or for a defenseman. Sorry, I should clarify that. He is a talent that they know even if he's not quite NHL ready, having him around the NHL team. The issue is, again, where is the spot for him? And I do think that when they clear out Rasmus, it'll create a little bit more playing time for a guy like him, because there's not really a point in having him play third pairing minutes. So I would expect I actually think, to be honest, it's a bit of a problem. I think that the Flames would love to be able to, give him a year in the AHL right now. But if you're looking at his development, if it's between him just basically going and dominating 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, or having him in the NHL, you know where you want him. You want him here. You want him learning. You want him around the pros. So that is that's sort of as close to a 100% guarantee as I can give you.
Well, see, to me, I actually think the best scenario for him would be to play in the first year in a power play, but play third pairing minutes so he doesn't get his teeth kicked in early on, because defending in the NHL is hard.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I do like that idea. I mean, the thing is that on some level, Mackenzie Weegar and Rasmus Anderson are the top 2 defensemen for this team. And with Rasmus, you want to be giving him the showcase so that you get a better deal. And he also, he's deeply motivated to go to the Olympics and play with Sweden. And he's probably sort of in that competition for the 6th or 7th blue liner for the Swedes. So you can't just take Rasmus off the power play, and that's just where the playing time becomes a bit of an issue. But right. I think you're absolutely right. Zane will get power play minutes this year because he was the best in the world outside of the professional leagues last year at it. So you got to get him. You got to get him getting those minutes.
Danny Austin joins us. Order rookies, Flames rookies tonight in Edmonton, and then Sunday in Calgary. So you don't think Zane Parekh's going to play in either one of them as he's nursing the injury? What about the goaltenders? Who's going to be in goal?
It'll be a little bit of a rotation there. I mean, it's definitely not Dustin Wolf, obviously.
No.
Yeah. there's a guy named Owen Say who they signed last year. There's a Russian goalie.
Is it Sergeyev? Is that his name?
Sergeyev, yes.
Yes.
And I imagine you'll see a rotation. Like, that's going to be the battle for, honestly, the Calgary Wranglers, like the AHL team. Those guys will be competing to sort of back up Devin Cooley. Like, the Flames goaltending situation after Dustin Wolf is deeply weird. You could tell me any one of 2 or 3 guys might be backing up Dustin Wolf. You might tell me that one of the guys playing tonight is going to be in the ECHL next year. Those are battles that are going to play out over camp. It's really hard to say at this point.
Now, you mentioned Cooley because they also have Prosvetov. Is Prosvetov automatically the back? Because Cooley came in and I remember talking to Kevin Woodley. He really likes him and thinks the upside's there. But obviously, you want the guy to play. You probably don't want to be a backup, right? So that's where you think maybe Cooley goes down to the minors just so he can be the number 1 guy and play a lot of minutes. And I guess the advantage in Calgary is he's close if they want to call him up.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, Cooley last year came in and for the first half of the AHL season was like the best goalie in the AHL. He did get a call up as well. The issue was that he got it. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say he got a concussion, but he got an upper body injury and really sort of tailed off in the back half. So it's like, if the Devin Cooley we saw in the first half is this year's Devin Cooley, I absolutely think he should be in the NHL. If the one we saw in the back half is the one we get this year, then it's Prosvetov's job to lose for sure.
Oh, okay. The overall, view you mentioned, some people in Calgary, Conroy is more about young players. I actually think that getting young draft picks, they're just farther away from your team. And I look at Calgary and you know what? Wolf defensively, they're pretty good. They didn't score very much, Danny. And I look at it, even like their young guys coming, like they don't necessarily have anybody who you think's, Cole Reshny maybe, but that's a few years away, right? Like they don't really have a lot of high end potential offensive guys, or do they?
I mentioned a guy named Matt Vigridden, who was, I think he was drafted 28th overall last year, and then he just kind of went to the queue and, was well above a point per game player. I love this kid. I really do think he's got first line potential. There is not a McDavid or Draisaitl. I'm not, that would be ridiculous to say, but I think, where's the scoring going to come? I think scoring is going to be an issue this year, but I do think Matt Coronado is due for a big year. I think for Austin Farabee, you could see having a big year, but down the line, I think that there's scoring in the system. What this team is blatantly missing, and I don't know how you get it without bottoming out and getting a very top draft pick is a number 1 center and a guy who can really drive the offense. Like I don't think Cole Reshny is going to be that guy. I think Cullen Potter has all the potential in the world. He was supposedly the best skater in the draft, but we have no evidence to suggest he's going to be an 80-point guy. And yeah, you're right. It's not quite there right now, but I do think that, Gridin and Suniev, these 2 Russian kids, there's real potential there.
Quickly, of course, Edmonton and Calgary just went back-to-back in the CFL, and the Labor Day matchup is always entertaining. Brutal loss for the Stamps. They lose their best defensive lineman out for the season with Achilles injury. We know that there's the new stadium for the Flames coming. Has there been any talk? Like, is there a renovation? Is there anything coming for McMahon?
No, there's not. I don't want to be cynical about it, but I don't think in the next 20 years we're seeing it. There was supposedly money tied up to the Olympic bid that Calgary voted no on, that we're going to sort of funnel, that we're going to sort of pay for major renovations. But the reality is it's not just silent. I've actually, I have heard that it's just not happening. So it's not something that I would have any expectation of anytime particularly soon. No, who knows? I mean, government money can appear out of nowhere, but I just can't imagine it's happening. No, it's not that I can't imagine. I know it's not happening.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, enjoy the game tonight. I know for people watching, they can watch you on the Flames YouTube channel. You can watch it on Oilers Plus. So for Oilers fans, it is free on the Flames YouTube. It's just going to be a Calgary play-by-play guy. So take that for what it's worth. But we'll be talking a lot throughout the year with you, Danny. Always good to talk to you, man. Have a great day. Enjoy the games.
Thanks so much for having me on, guys. Cheers.
There you go. That's Danny Austin joining us. Covers the Flames, also the Stampeders, and Calgary. So no Zane Perrick tonight, but Oilers fans, Howard, Savoie, Szymanski in the middle. That will be the top line. And that's an intriguing line. Like Josh Szymanski, first time coming over from Europe. This guy has been just continually getting better progressively by his coach. Obviously, it's going to be a big step to go to the American League, but he's adapted everywhere else. He's a big body, can skate, and they're putting him with some offensive guys, which leads me to believe that Szymanski's likely going to be in that role down in Bakersfield when the season begins. And why not? Like, who else do they got? Right there's him and Noah Philp, maybe, but if Noah Philp doesn't make the orders, I'm not like he's a right shot center who can skate, who can play physical. I could see a team like if Raphael Lavoie got claimed on waivers, and I think Noah Philp's a better player, I could see Noah Philp getting claimed on waivers. So that's the small little storyline to watch for the orders for training camp. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We got 5 questions. Then Mark Spector, Low Tide, wrap up a busy Friday edition of the Jason Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Use the promo code Gregor 50. Make a $50 deposit. Then use the code Gregor and you get another 50. So it's 2 for 1. Great deal all the time. PlayAlberta.ca.
Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 noodle,
Throw a load down to Oodle Noodle tonight because dine-in is open.
Did you know The Brick is proudly Canadian-owned and operated? We started right here in Canada over 50 years ago. Now, our 5,000 team members are proud to be your neighbor in more than 200 communities across Canada. And we support all Canadians with a growing selection of quality-made Canadian products and manufacturers. Nobody knows more about furnishing Canadian homes at the guaranteed lowest price than us. The Brick, saving you more.
Visit thebrick.com and use our store locator to find a Brick store near you.
Get ready. World-class golf is coming to Northern Bear Golf Club. The 2025 ATV Classic runs September 11th to 14th on this Jack Nicklaus signature course. Sports 1440 is proud to sponsor the Birdie Bar, presented by Sleeman. Your spot for premium views, great vibes, and championship-level golf. Watch top PGA Tour America's players chase glory, enjoy an unbeatable atmosphere, and soak in one of Canada's premier golf experiences. Mark your calendar, grab your friends, and join us on the sidelines of Championship Golf.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting at the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy Round Black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
On now until September 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Culligan. For all your residential water needs, your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles, Culligan.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Oh, baby, what a week it was. Yeah, we had a great week here at Sports 1440s. We, of course, entered in our third year on the air. Thanks you all for listening. Now watching, man, our YouTube number. What a great start on YouTube. Thanks for everybody who's watching, commenting. Go say hi to the deck man in the chat on YouTube. He always gets fired up. Why don't you want to get some fired up stuff? Go have your college talk in there about the weekend in the YouTube chat with Declan and get him fired up. You guys can have lots of great chats over there. We always got a few things going on, which is fun and interactive. And remember, if you go to the Sports 1440 YouTube, always hit the subscribe button. You're helping us. The numbers are growing all the time, and that means we can do more for you. We're going to have more giveaways and everything else. So it's awesome. So thank you very much. We always appreciate all of you listening. And, of course, all of our sponsors who help keep us on the air, which is fantastic. Support them as well. Let's get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick, where if you're looking for a great deal, the tent sale continues on now. 60% off original prices on clearance items in the tent, and there's new ones arriving daily. So if you're looking for a good deal right now, maybe you just moved out, or maybe you think, man, we need a little bit of a reno. Now's the time to do it at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Jason, question number 1. Elks Argos tomorrow. Let's get your prediction for the score, and we'll throw in a bold prediction as well.
Jeez, break up the Elks. Break up the Elks. Bold prediction. I'm going to say that Gittins has 2 touchdowns for the green and gold, and they are victorious 31-23.
Yeah, I'm going to, of course, be the homer here. I'm going to say, in a shocker, Arbuckle has more interceptions. Turnovers than touchdowns. And I'm going to say the Elks win 28-19.
28-19.
Yeah, right. I am. Come to the watch party and see me too. We'll have a good time watching as all that unfolds. Question number 2 for you. Outside of the Elks, what is the biggest must-watch for you this weekend?
It's definitely not really the Jays. They're playing Baltimore. They'll probably win 2 out of 3. Maybe they win all 3. Great. But I'm going to look at the I got 2. I'm going to go tonight. I think the pregame ceremony, Hamilton, Winnipeg, should be a must-watch because of Ted Govea passing away with his former organization, his current organization. So that would be one. But for the full game this weekend, must watch for me. I guess I got to go with the Super Bowl rematch. Philly, Casey.
Good pick. You know what? I'm Probably obvious. Well, actually, Chargers don't play till Monday. So that's the big game of the week. My must watch, just with the new lifestyle I live, will be whatever football game is on Saturday night. Family goes to bed. Portland State takes on Hawaii. That might be the game for me to sit back and watch. A thrilling matchup, I'm sure it'll be, with Hawaii as 38.5-point favorites.
38.5. So, honest question for me. Does college football, why do they have such mismatches? Should they have just two, tier 1 and tier 2?
Well, they do.
I know, but should they still have more? Why are they having such? Because I see it there was the game the other day. It was 70-0 at one point.
I mean, Declan could probably elaborate more. I know a lot of the big programs do the bye week, but BUY, they pay these programs to play them.
Yeah.
Beat the snot out of them.
Yeah, so I guess the program gets some money, keeps them going. All right.
Yeah, and sometimes just conference. But yeah, those games, I'll be watching college football. I absolutely love it. And that's going to be must watch for me when I get the opportunity. After the Elks, of course. Question number 3. Marc-Andre Fleury joined the Penguins on a PTO so he can go out one more time with the boys before retiring. Do you like this idea? And do you think we could see more? And maybe it's more specific to the NHL, but do you think we could see this happen more often in sports?
I do not. It's unique. Marc-Andre Fleury, he's a character number one. Some guys, when they decide they're done, it's too hard. They don't want to go back. Others, you have to be a player because it's 7 years? Because he was in Vegas when they went to the Cup final. He's not in 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we're talking, he's been 8 seasons gone and he's still beloved. That's a pretty long time. So I don't know. I'm going to say we probably don't. I think that there's a lot of guys who simply wouldn't be in shape enough, right? They'd be like, dude, I'm not going to get in decent enough shape just to go to training, to go to one game in the preseason. So I'm going to say no. It's unique. I think you might see the odd guy. I don't think it's going to become fairly common.
I would totally agree with you. I like it, for Marc-Andre Fleury, just the personality that he is.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good fit, and I think, it's win-win for everybody. The fans get to see him one more time. He gets to go with the guys. Players on his team get to see him, and, for the social media team, they're going to get some great content out of it. So it's just one of those great situations.
Hey, guess what? You're the Penguins. This will be the most well-attended preseason game, probably ever.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe Crosby's first rookie game probably was pretty good, and Lemieux's going back in that time, but this one will definitely be very well attended for sure.
Question number 4, National Gym Day today. If you could add one piece of gym equipment to your home, what would it be?
Without question, cables. Yes. I've thought about it, to go get, there's just so many more exercises I can do with cables. That would be the one. I've thought about getting rid of my my rack and just getting the I don't even know what it's called, stand, and it's got all the weight, but I have the cables. I would like that. No question.
I was always and I never got a chance to use it because I'd always go to this gym in the morning, and these 2 older gentlemen would always beat me to it. But the stair climber, they would literally put towels on their necks and just walk for about an hour and a half and just be dripping. And I always thought, I'd like to try that one day. I never got a chance to use the machine, and I'm sure I could go do it right now. But from the amount of sweat that was leaving their body, the stair climber, I think I'd like to throw into the basement.
Can't believe they just left their towel on it. Jeez.
Oh, they were dripping. It was pretty gross, but good workout. Can't knock that. Final question for you. It is the late Paul Walker's birthday today. Of course, one of the stars of the Fast and the Furious franchise. R.I.P. I want to ask you this. When you think of the top 3 film franchises for you, what are your favorites?
Go ahead.
I would say probably at number 3, I would put the Mighty Ducks. Big fan of all of those movies. We need some more. Pirates of the Caribbean at number 2. My honorable mention would be Jurassic Park. Even the new ones I'll still watch because they're good for a little entertainment. And number 1, I think I got to put the Batman series, highlighted by The Dark Knight. One of my favorite movies of all time.
That's a really good question because there's a lot of good ones to go across the board here. Now I'm not picking them, but actually I'll pick my 3, and then I said there's some other ones that we could have picked. So I'm gonna go number 3 for me would be. Ooh, this is a good question. I'm worried that I'll forget one after, but I'm gonna go. I think I'm going to go the Terminator series, number 3.
Okay.
Number 2 is Lord of the Rings.
Good one.
And number 1 for me is The Bourne. Jason Bourne. Love it. Right? The Bourne Identity. All of them. Like, I can't wait till my son's old enough to watch it with me. Who knows if he'll like it as much as I do, but I love it. Now, there's other ones like John Wick.
Yeah.
Right?
Good one.
The Hunger Games. I actually really like The Hunger Games. Obviously, if you go like Raiders of the Lost Ark and Harrison Ford and that, probably go with that one. Decent. So yeah, like even Harry Potter's. I like that, but I only like the first 2, and then I just kind of got out of Harry Potter. So, but the first few are pretty good.
James Bond. Mission Impossible.
Yeah. You know which one I'm actually going to go with? That Shrek always made me laugh.
Shrek's a good one.
And actually, you know what? If I'm going animation, I'm going Cars. Oh, Cars.
I've only seen the first one.
Oh, buddy. Like, wait till your son gets into it. Cars is so good. And like some of those movies that you watch with your kids when they're young, as a dad, I'm like, I could watch this. Like Cars, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So I would go with Cars for sure. And just because, you know what, I was big into Hot Wheels and those. So, my son, so we're playing Cars afterwards, got the racetrack. It's so fun. But yeah, that would be it. Obviously, I knew I'd forget one. I forgot Rocky. Right. But
it's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. But although the thing about Rocky is, like, I know a lot of people love 4. Like, I didn't love 4 as much. Like,
Russia?
Honestly, I think I liked the first 3 better. Like, Clubber Lang was unreal. I love Clubber Lang. Like, he was such a jerk. Like, he played the character great. Obviously, Apollo Dine is hard, but, and that was in 4. So, but I don't know, like, 4 was just, I get it. It's just a little, I know the Russia thing just kind of, if he dies, he dies. Like, yeah.
That's the one I always watch.
Yeah, well, I get why. Yeah.
I don't know the workout montage and stuff.
It kind of had the better lines, right? If you're looking like for memorable lines, that would be it for sure. So, yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah. So, no, that's good. There's a lot. I'm sure there's other ones we're missing. Hey, boys, what about Lethal Weapon? Fuzzy. Woo. Yeah, Lethal Weapon. You know what? In its time, Lethal Weapon was pretty good. Yeah. Hey, guys, John Wick, Rocky, and Godfather, all 4 of them, not Fred. Oh, yeah. We can't go a show. Anytime we talk movies, someone's got to bring it up. I love it. That joke will never die, ever, nor should it, by the way. Nor should it.
I just recently got into the Rush Hour films. Very good.
Yeah.
And the outtakes on the end.
Oh, Chris Tucker.
Oh, yeah. Really good.
Buddy, Chris Tucker's voice made his character funny. Right? When he would get really excited and he had the high-pitched voice. Yeah. Oh, God, it was hilarious. So, and the fact that Jackie Chan does all his own stunts. Like, that guy's legit. Like, legit. Very, very. Hey, guys, Darren here from Loudoun County. I just mentioned Cars. I just dropped off my son at hockey. We're watching combines in the field, and we're reminiscing about Cars. Classic movie. Oh, yeah, remember when the combines are battling in the field? Oh, it was awesome. Or Chase Naft. Oh, so classic. That movie was good. You saw the first one, Cons? Like, second one's good?
Saw the first one. And they do the shorts that were on Disney Plus. My nephew absolutely loved those. Loved the ride in Disneyland for what it's worth.
Oh.
If you haven't been on that one.
Yeah.
Pretty good time. But yeah, that's one I certainly will have no issue watching.
Yeah.
When the time comes.
Cars 1, 2, and 3, classic. Then they had like the what's the other one that I watched with the planes? I think it was just called Planes, and then they had like Fire and Rescue, if I'm not mistaken. So,
looks like Planes, yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't bad. But Cars. It's like Sing 1. Yeah. The last half hour of Sing 1 might be one of the greatest. It's like a concert. It was fantastic. I loved it. Sing, I could always watch it. I'll fast forward a bit, and the only thing that bothers me about Sing and then Sing 2 is, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but at the end of Sing 1, there's a clear, right? Somebody gets, like, they're getting chased. What's going to happen to him? Cars and Sing 2, there's no mention of it. How's that happen? How do you have one of you leave it off on a cliffhanger with one of your main characters, and then you don't even talk about him in Sing 2? Fail. Absolute fail.
YouTube chat bringing up Alien and Predator. And then Lance has Austin Powers in there as well, which I absolutely love.
Austin Powers.
For like a teenage Connor, that was the perfect movie.
God. Well, Mike Myers was such a classic Austin Powers, right? Like, and I love, like, the thing that was, like, they made fun of the Brits and their terrible teeth because it's true. And so that was awesome, right?
The tent scene with the silhouette, like, might be one of my favorite scenes.
Oh, my God. And what was the big, the super obese guy?
Fat.
Yeah.
Can we say that word?
Yeah, of course you can. That was his character's name. What was his
Fat
character?
Bastard, yeah.
Fat Bastard.
Gold member. And
hey, guys, what about Chris Tucker in The Fifth Element? Oh, he was awesome. Fifth Element is a very underrated movie. Oh, I love that show, man. With Bruce, and we see that Bruce is, just having a tough time in the later years. It's too bad. But Mila Jovovich as Lilu. But yeah, Chris Tucker. Oh, was it Roddy Rude? Whatever. But he was awesome, right? Gary Oldman's in that. Oh, they had some good. That was a classic film. But when he's wearing, like, he kind of had the reverse Derrick Henry. Right? Because you know how Derrick Henry had when he has the big ponytail? Like, that thing is massive coming out the back. Well, remember when Chris Tucker's character had it coming out the front? Obviously, it was different, right? He had like the bleach blonde hairdo, and obviously it wasn't really hair, but it was kind of like the reverse Derrick Henry, don't you think?
Flipped it around, yeah.
Yeah, like it's a set of hair that Derrick Henry has. Like, that thing itself would be a weapon for sure. How many rushing yards, by the way, in a total off the top of our? How many rushing yards are you getting this weekend?
125 at least.
125. Like, if
you were tackling him, what would your game plan be?
Oh God. Like, I think it might be better to try to hit him in the stomach than try to go and take out his legs and get absolutely pulverized. That would be my strategy.
I'd rather get stiff-armed into oblivion than a knee to the face or hurdled.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, he doesn't hurdle that many guys, does he? He's more of a run right through you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
Yeah. So
have you ever, we were talking about his high school numbers.
I saw that the other day. I was showing, like, didn't he have like almost like 20? He had like 12,000. But why did he play high school for 4 years? Or is it a school that goes grade 9, 10, 11, 12? Or is it 10, 11, 12, 13?
I think a lot of schools in the States do junior or high school starts in grade 9.
Starts in grade 9.
12,000 yards in 4 seasons.
Yeah, he averaged 3,000 yards a year. So in grade 9, he was crushing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He had 26 touchdowns in grade 9.
In high school.
224 a game.
Oh, my God. That is like, just think of the punishment, though. Like, he's been able to withstand it all. That's what's crazy. Like,
oh, yeah.
But he dishes it out more than he takes. So good for him.
1,300 carries in college or in high school. Another 600 in college. And then in his career now, who even knows? Ooh. And that he hasn't slowed down is just unbelievable.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update. We got lots more texts coming in on the movie change. There's lots of good ones, actually. That's why I knew I'd forget a few. Like, you can only pick 3. There's so many. Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Buy a new vehicle and help feed families. In September, for every truck sold, Northgate's going to feed a family of 4. See all their vehicles at northgategm.com.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Week 15 of the CFL gets going tonight with a doubleheader. Shortly, Hamilton taking on Winnipeg. Then at 8 o'clock, the Ottawa Redblacks in BC taking on the Lions tomorrow. The Elks, of course, in action, taking on Toronto. First kickoff set for 1 o'clock. You'll also have the Riders hosting the Alouettes just after 5. Major League Baseball, Jays just about to get going. They'll kick off a series against the Orioles out in Toronto. Right now, Royals lead the Phillies 1-0 in the first, and in the second, Nationals and Pirates are scoreless. Golden Bears football tonight down at Foot Field at 6:30. They will host the Calgary Dinos on the ice. The Golden Bears taking on MRU down in Calgary, while the Pandas up against Nate at the Nate Arena. Both those games start at 7, and the Golden Bears soccer team on the road, taking on UBC at 8. McEwen's Hockey in Calgary, taking on the Dinos. That gets going at 7. Over the weekend, you have Edmonton Wildcats taking on Edmonton Huskies at the Jasper Place Bowl, Sunday, 1 o'clock, and at the Collegiate Ranks south of the border tonight. Getting going shortly, you will have already underway. Indiana leads Indiana State 14-0 in the first. Syracuse up against Colgate. Colorado travels to Houston. And the Wildcats of Arizona up against Kansas State. Coming up in Hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and Alan Mitchell, host of The Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is sounding the call. Don't struggle through winter with a furnace you can't trust. For maintenance before winter strikes, call Legacy. Call Legacy. For furnace tune-ups and repairs to give peace of mind. Call Legacy. Or to scrap your old furnace for a brand new high-efficiency one. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no payments, no interest for 1 year on your new furnace, it's gotta be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
It all started in 2006.
The year Twitter was founded.
Google bought YouTube.
We played Wii Sports.
And the Rocks opened, changing Jasper Avenue forever.
Celebrate 19 years of OTR on September 19th.
Featuring Edmonton's own, the Royal Foundry.
With party band
DJ Deadly Nedley and DJ Kenny K.
Edmonton's biggest party started in 06 and is still rocking harder than ever.
See you September 19th.
At On the Rocks.
Jasper Ave and 118.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got booster balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy. The new mint chocolate booster ball, peppermint cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
It goes on ours until then. Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.504 Sports 1440 Sports 1440.ca Oilers Nation. YouTube, X, and Instagram, as well as Sports 1440. Follow us on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. The Gregor Show is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, where, of course, tonight, Lotto Max, $16 million up for grabs. You got CFL, late game, Hamilton and, Hamilton and Winnipeg is going now. You've got BC and Ottawa later. Elks, of course, on the road, taking on the Arrows and Elks. Ooh, Elks get good money on them as an underdog in that game. I kind of like it. So I would take I'd have to put a little shekels on that at playalberta.ca. Kind of like Edmonton to win that game tomorrow. And Saskatchewan is a huge favorite at home against Montreal, which that actually makes a lot of sense. 833-401-1440. Lots of texts coming in. Great conversation on movies mixed in with sports. Hey, guys, if there was one movie I wish they would have had a sequel to, would be Field of Dreams. How would you have a sequel, though? That's my question. How could you continue that story? It's like sports, it's hard because a lot of times, like, the movie ends. Like, well, I'm not even going to talk about, like, the worst second movie of all time. Maybe Slapshot 2 was so terrible. But like Mighty Ducks, I guess, they had a different story. The kids were young, so you can grow up. That one's a little bit better. But I'm trying to think like a sports movie that was good that had multiples cons. Can you think of anyone?
I don't think you liked Goons, so I won't put that one in there.
Like, honestly,
Caddyshack 2, Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, but was it remotely good?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
it's the worst when they redo or do a second movie. And
Major League 2 was terrible.
Yeah,
right. So it's hard, I think, for a sports movie to have true story is virtually impossible unless there was something that came later, after the fact. So,
definitely changed the main character too.
Like, what? Actually, it's funny. So I don't know if I really got into the Tour de France this year. We're watching. It was fantastic on Netflix. I highly recommend that to anybody. Unfortunately, they ended it, but it got me watching. And Mark Cavendish, I didn't really know his story, but Cavendish, the guy who actually broke the record for most wins on the Tour de France, and he did that this year. But they had a documentary on him. It was fantastic. Like, I thought really good in depth. Learned a lot. Crashes on that in biking, man, nuts. But it had him coming back to win a race after not winning for years after a big crash and everything like that. But obviously they did it before, and it was almost like, these people not think he's going to break the record because they didn't wait. And obviously you would have had to wait a few years, so I understand. But man, part of me is like, do another one. I want to see now, like, the reaction of him actually breaking the all-time record. That was pretty cool. But that was a documentary. It's a little bit different than a movie. Let's get to the Spec Report, brought to you by GS Construction. Wishing all those in the construction industry a fantastic weekend. Get home safe. People drive safe through construction zones from GS Construction, as Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, do you have we were talking about it earlier, like movie franchises that have like 2, 3, 4 movies of one that you're like, okay, that's my fave. Like, obviously Bourne Identity, the Bourne series would be mine. Do you have one that's yours?
Well, first of all, let me answer this. You talked about the sports movie that had the best second one. Is it not Rocky? Was Rocky 2 not awesome?
Yeah, Rocky 2. We were talking about that one earlier. Yeah, we had it in the franchises. So
that's the best sports. Like, to me, that's the best. I'm not telling you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 were any good. But Rocky 2 was awesome.
I love 3 with Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang was awesome.
They kind of depleted as we went on, but they squeezed every bit of juice out of that lemon, man, in the Rocky series for sure.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a sports movie. It could be any movie.
Yeah. Just a franchise. Like, what's a franchise that is your favorite franchise where you watch?
I grew up on Planet of the Apes. How about that?
Nice.
Right. We went from when the humans were in charge of the apes.
Yes,
And then the apes were in charge of the humans.
Oh, that was fantastic. It was awesome. Now this
one's still turning them out.
Yeah, this one from Bud. Hey guys, any given Sunday could have had a sequel with Willie Beeman and Al Pacino with the new expansion team. Bud, that's actually very valid. That one I could see because that was a story at the end. They left and yada yada. That would have been interesting to see. So I don't mind that one at all. Obviously, Al Pacino. What maybe the most memorable part of any given Sunday was his speech in the locker room. Right? That's one of the classic speeches ever. So I can't do it for you. You got to do it for you. It's just how he's talking. Oh, so good. Oiler rookie Spec. I know you got to talk to your boy Clattenburg today.
I did. I like that kid. He's got good attitude, man. You know what he is? I'll tell you what he is. He's smart because he has figured out that not many guys fight. So he had 108 PIMs last year in Flint. Okay, 108 PIMs. Like when you and me, anyone older than say 30, 108 PIMs isn't that impressive. Well, he was 8th in the league, maybe 7th in the OHL in PIMs. So he's got good size, and I haven't seen him play much. Can he play? I'll tell you later. But what he's figured out, Jason, is he has a unique skill. He said toughness is all in your mind. It's all mindset. You want to be tough, you got to be mentally tough.
Yeah, that's true.
And he says, it is a part of the ticket to get to the NHL for me because there's not many guys doing this. He says, I'll drop my gloves. Sure I will. He's not Dennis Bonvie who's going to fight his way to the top here. Like that's not going to happen. But he's smart enough to know he's got a unique skill and he doesn't mind doing it. And I'll tell you what, I know hockey people, right? If you got two players that are equal and one of them will drop the flippers once in a while, he's going to win the job. So I think he's smart, and I think I'll be interested to see if he can play. Jason?
Yeah. Well, it's understanding the role, right? And knowing, like, to be a shift disturber and a pest, like today's, they're like when Reeves and those guys go, I'm not sure how many more real heavyweights we're going to have. There might be a few coming down the pipe every now and then, sure, but you're going to have guys who are just more, middleweight guys. And so there's less chance of really getting, serious damage to you. And away you go. They don't train to fight like they used to. Thank goodness, right? They work on skill set, but it's just a willingness to want to go in there and do it. And I think that's going to open doors. And you're right, but you need to be able to skate. You need to be able to handle the puck. You need to be able to kill a penalty. You got to do something, of course, to bring it, but you got to separate yourself. And he's a guy to watch tonight because I'm sure for him, it all starts. It's like, hey, every game, I got to be mentally prepared. And we know it's a bunch of rookies. So there's lots of little young testosterone there. They're all trying to make an impression. So tonight could be a night where you see him, definitely running around for sure.
Well, because it's going to be probably a guy on the other team. And let's face it, that's why, like in the old days, these rookie games, there used to be 10 fights because everyone wants to get noticed. There aren't 5 guys on each team that want to do that anymore. That's okay. The league's a better place. Don't take this the wrong way. But if you're a guy who fancies himself as part of what I want to show the management here is my toughness, yeah, you'll probably see a couple guys match up tonight. That's fine. If it happens, it happens. I'm not going to the rink just for that. But it's really no different than if I'm a goal scorer, I'm trying to score a goal tonight. If I'm a hard-hitting defender, I better line a couple guys up tonight, right? If I'm a goalie, not much more to it. Make saves, keep the puck out of my net. So everyone's trying to show their wares, and that's what rookie hockey's all about.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Szymanski is going to center Savoie and Howard tonight. Obviously, that's their top line without a doubt. And, you got the two wingers, both who are, are going to come in with a decent shot to make the NHL. But I think seeing Szymanski there, Spec, kind of tells me when he starts in the American League, he's going to be put in a role here to play some big minutes.
Well, I think, yeah, you want to, if you're sending that, you got to think he's starting the American League for sure.
Oh, of course he is. That's what I said. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't send him down there and bury him. But it's also an older league. And, I agree with you, Jason. He's got to get opportunity down there. You don't send him down and put him on the fourth line and give him 6 minutes a night. That would be stupid. But the other side of going to the AHL is there's a bunch of older guys down there that are better players than you. And you can't just force feed a guy first line minutes if he doesn't earn it. So that kid's got to go down there and earn it. He's got to learn. He's got to play hard. He's got to play an honest game. He's got to be able to look his teammates in the eye and say, I'm not playing because, they drafted me high or they signed me or whatever. I'm playing because I deserve the ice time. And that's part of the AHL experience, right? I think that's why you send kids down there.
Yeah. Oh God. Like this is a guy, back in North, well, not back, but in North America playing. It's, new ice surface, everything. He's going to need a full year in the American League, maybe longer. Who knows? Maybe never plays here. We'll see. But I do like the fact that you just, big center. He brings a lot of elements, and like I look at it. Like I got another question for you, Spec. Noah Philp, and because we were talking, there's basically 16 forwards on the Oilers. Now, Hyman might not be ready, so there's 15 competing for 13, maybe 14 jobs if they keep them all. And if Hyman's on IR, I don't think they can keep them all. But you look at Noah Philp and that fourth line center spot, there's him, there's Curtis Lazar, I guess Janmark in a sense because he played center there last year as well. What do you make of Philp? And if Raphael Lavoie gets claimed on waivers, I got to think a right shot Philp, who's a better skater, would get claimed on waivers.
Well, yes. That's step 2 is if he goes on waivers. Step 1 is he's got to try to make the team he's on. So, yeah, I'll give you that, Jay. He might have a hard time getting through waivers. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. Is it not time for Noah Philp to establish himself here? How old is Noah Philp? 25?
Yeah, maybe. Actually, no, Noah Philp might be older than that.
Might be 26. You look him up while I'm talking, but
yeah,
it's time for Noah Philp to grab the reins here, grab a hold of a job. Like he's been
turned 27 on August 31st.
Oh, it's 27. So you know what? He's at the precipice from prospect to suspect. If you can't make the NHL at 27, I got news for you, bud. You're probably never making the NHL, right? It's time. The void is there. The Oilers want to get younger. They want to get cheaper. They love a right-hand center like Noah Philp. Oh, my goodness. The opportunity is wide open. Derek Ryan's not there anymore, right? Derek Ryan's gone. Like, it's time for Noah Philp. You can't get more opportunity that he's got right now and not seize it and still consider yourself a prospect or a guy that's in line. This is it for him. We're here. We've arrived. It's time for him to get to take a job. It's time for him to take control of his NHL career and become an NHL player. And if he can't make it here and he does get picked up, do we care? Right? Do we care?
Well, you do care because he brings you what you want as a right shot center who can skate. And the other thing about Philp is Philp you just talked about it with Clattenburg. Philp fought some of the toughest guys in the AHL last year, Spec, and did very well when doing it. And so, like they brought in Curtis Lazar, who's a lot older, right? He's a right shot center, but he's not 6'3", doesn't skate that way. And so I agree with you that Philp's there. And I wonder how much, that organization takes into it to say, okay, well, you know what? He doesn't have the pedigree of a resume of maybe Curtis Lazar, but he might have a better future at this point. And so I wonder,
No. We're not talking future anymore. The kid's 27, right? Let's not keep talking about how much better he's going to get. If you're not good enough at 27, you're not going to make it, Jason. Right?
Maybe. Yeah.
You're not going to make it. If you can't make your NHL team, hey, maybe he's got to go to another NHL team that's not as good and make it.
100%. Like playing on a cup contender is very different.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe he's got to go to another team and make that team. Yeah. But for the Oilers' purposes, like if he was 24, we wouldn't be having this conversation. He's 27.
All right.
It's time now for Noah Philp to establish himself as the Oilers' fourth line center. The door is wide open for this guy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I agree with you there 100%. Yeah. And, penalty killer, done all of it. So this, when I look at guys in training camp to fall, the top guys, and there's not much. Now, the wingers, sure, Savoie, Howard, how are they going to play? No question, right? But I know Adam Henrique's on the team, and I'm still curious, Spec, about Adam Henrique playing left wing with Connor McDavid.
Well, I know that's the drum you've been beating here in the fall. I know. Hey, man, if it happens, we'll all remember you were the first guy that said it.
Yeah. I just like to see it. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't, I won't be shocked. But I'm just to me, I've seen you talk about, hey, if Noah Philp can't do it at 27, he's not going to do it. Fair. Well, I've seen what Ryan Nugent-Hopkins does as a first line left winger, 5-on-5. He doesn't score. That's just a fact. He doesn't do it. So why am I going to try to think, oh, now he's 32 spec, he's going to suddenly do it? It's not going to do it. So I would try it. And the other thing is Nugent Hopkins has shown he can be a really good third line center. So that's why I don't mind the Henrique there, especially if Hyman's not there. Henrique plays around the net. He's not he's not the same Zach Hyman, definitely on the boards, but Adam Henrique is a player from in the offensive zone spec below the hash marks. He's good. In spurts, I don't think I see an 82 game first line player in Adam Henrique anymore. Oh, I don't need to know. God, no, I don't need to see that. I'm talking start of the season.
I'm sorry?
I'm talking start of the season. I expect I expect lots of guys by the trade deadline. Maybe you're adding a first line left winger if you want, but I would like to see Adam Henrique there, right? Nobody thought Corey Perry scored 19 goals last year, and he didn't play very many minutes, and he still scored it. Here's a guy who scored 25, 30, 20, 20, 26, 19, 22, 18, 24. This guy can score.
Yeah, listen, give it a shot. How many years ago did Nuge have 100 points? Was it 2 years ago or 3?
Yeah, it's an outlier spec. It
is an outlier. It is an outlier. But my point is he fell back last year. There's probably somewhere in between is where he ends up this year. He didn't have a great year last year at all.
Right. So a lot of playoffs, he was actually pretty good. He had 20 points in 22
I'm
games.
just saying, statistically last year he dropped off. That's okay. I don't think he's at the point in his career where it keeps down. I think he bounces back this year. That's usually what happens with a player. So, hey, I guess I'd probably say to you, between those two guys, I don't know if this team can afford a legitimate top line left winger at the deadline. Maybe they can. I don't know. But between those two guys, you've probably got Connor McDavid's left winger for the lion's share of all of the season. I'm not telling you it's going to be one guy every night, but between those two guys, maybe they flop back and forth a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I want to see it. Maybe it never works, but in the short time they have played together, they've had some success for sure. Anybody else that around the rookie game tonight that piques your interest?
Who piques my interest? They kind of got a crew of guys here. Like the Oilers don't have many guys that are going to be ready right away.
Oh God, no, they have 2.
They got 2. But then they've got some guys, we were talking about. Clattenburg's turning pro this year. He's interesting for me. The goalie starting tonight, Samuel Jonsson. He played pro hockey in Sweden in the second league. So he's turning North American pro this year. He's not playing for the Oilers for a long time. But he's part of what I see as, hopefully a little bit of the next wave here. Bo Akey is playing in that game tonight. He's another guy. He's turning pro, right? So that group, they're going to disappear. They're going to go to Bakersfield, or maybe Samuel Jonsson ends up in the East Coast League as the goalie there, I suspect. Is that fair? But those are the guys I'm interested in seeing. What do they look like? That's the next wave of guys here, and particularly the goalie. He's a big 6'4", 6'5" goalie, this kid. I saw him today. And let's see what you got.
Well, him, Unger, and Day are all going to battle for the backup job in Bakersfield. One of them's going to get it, and the other 2 are going to start in the ECHL. Right?
Okay. So Tompkins is your starter.
Yes.
Tompkins is your starter. My point would be the most valuable of those 3 guys you talked about, Day, Unger, and Jonsson, is probably the guy I want making 58 starts in the East Coast League. No, the ECHL.
Well, right? I could see them spec switching. I could see the one guy be the starter in the ECHL, the other guy's the backup, and then they switch every month. So you get some AHL shooters for sure at times, right? Practice. Then you go down and you start more games. 100%. I could see that happen.
Yeah. You know that the ECHL is a great place to stash a young goalie that's on his way up because he sees lots of rubber. It's a young league.
Yeah.
It's a young league. And anyway, talked to Jonsson today. He's intelligent, smart, well-spoken, typical young Swede. His English is excellent. Funny guy, had a couple laughs about being out in the captain's skates. He says here he is. He comes over here, and all of a sudden he's at captain's skates with Draisaitl and McDavid shooting pucks at him. He says, "I called my mom and dad right after. It was unreal."
Well, yeah, people forget that. Like, that's a huge thrill for a young 20, 21-year-old. You kidding me?
Come on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Anyway, it should be fun tonight. It's just texted with Carius. He's going to the Golden Bears football game. He says, it's too nice tonight. I can't sit inside.
Oh, God. Well, that'll be nice. Of course, then you got, that's great. Hopefully the Bears can get a win. And, you got the Elks tomorrow afternoon, Spec. I think a chance here for them to go 5 out of their last 6 and wins. I think they're going to win on Saturday.
Well, they got something going. 5 out of 6 you can't do by mistake. That would be a really good run. It'd be really, like, for their sake. What do they have? They've got Toronto, then they get Hamilton, right?
Yeah, and then they get Saskatchewan, then they have a bye. Then they got Winnipeg and BC. Yeah. Oh, no, they have
pretty good. Saskatchewan's real good.
Yeah.
So to keep this run of theirs breathing here, heading into Hamilton, that'd be good for them.
Yeah. Should be good, Spec. Have a great weekend.
All right. Happy weekend, everybody. Have some fun out there.
There you go. It's Mark Spector, the Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. We'll return. Low Tide will join us next. We'll update you on some MLB, CFL, and more. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Spruce Grove Saints home opener is Friday, September 19th, and you don't want to miss it. The Saints will be playing their first game in the brand new Thompson Family Arena as they host league champion Brooks Bandits at 7 p.m. With a completely new and exciting in-game experience, including a state-of-the-art Jumbotron, the Thompson Family Arena will be the place to be. Don't miss the Spruce Grove Saints home opener, September 19th. For tickets, visit tickets.sgsaints.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired. Yeah, waking up tired.
Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress, guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
Experience a season of superior luxury, performance, and savings. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Come drive one today. You won't be disappointed. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 1.99%. And right now, you can save $7,500 on remaining 2025 XC60s. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. Visit VolvoCarsEdmonton.com.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail, locally owned and operated by the Kent family and celebrating 45 years. See all their great bikes at hdedmonton.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
By 27, we've got a lot of texts coming in. I would agree with you. I don't think 27 means if you're not there that you'll never make it. Derek Ryan didn't even make it to the NHL till later, but the odds are definitely against you, no question. People wondering how old was Desharnais. He was 26 when he played those 36 games after missing part of that season with an injury, and then was full-time for sure after that at 27. But even at 26, he only played 13 games in the AHL that year, so was mainly an NHLer at 26. But I do think there's something to be, timing, organization you're in does matter. right? If you're a guy who's battling in an organization that's just deeper, it's a little bit harder, right? Like Noah Philp making the fourth line in Chicago would be easier than making the fourth line in Edmonton. Just tell you that right now. So that's why now Noah Philp, hey, you'd rather be in Edmonton because they got a chance to win. No question. So but he needs to find some consistency. And I think the one thing when Philp came up last year in his 13 games, I don't think he's as assertive enough as you would have liked. You got to come up here and you're a big guy that can skate, be physical, be assertive, right? Get out of your comfort zone. To me, it's hugely important for guys. You got to get noticed. You just have to. So we'll see. This also coming in if you're going to the Oilers rookie game, it's going to be delayed. The Flames had some travel delays, so it sounds like the games might not start until about 7:20. So just keep that in mind if you are going to the game or you're watching the game. So that's the wonders of flying on game day. Sometimes you have a little bit of flying issues. So obviously you're not going to fly in the night before. I get it; they're lowering costs. Totally understand it. But so there you have it. That's what's happening in the rookie game tonight. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you as we welcome to the show the host of The Lowdown, noon to 2 on Sports 1440. Alan Mitchell joins us. LT, how you doing?
I'm good. Philp's interesting because he's far less expensive than a guy like Janmark. I don't know. I don't know. You probably would have a better guess than I would about Philp on waivers, whether he cleared or not. But I like him as a player. He's a big guy, right-handed. His face-off percentage wasn't great. It was a small sample. But, that's a guy you'd kind of like to keep around. Lazar kind of maybe is going to eat his lunch a little bit, but he's going to be a guy to watch for sure.
Well, you're right about, obviously, Janmark's 1.45. At this, I know a lot of fans don't love Janmark until the playoffs, and I know the organization's quite high on him, but he is half the price. I don't honestly, I think it's more battling Curtis Lazar, to be honest. And then, like then there's Kasperi Kapanen, and like Edmonton's got a lot of guys, LT, right? Like I think there's 14 or 15 forwards, and that's why like I'm still not sold that Ike Howard is like a stone cold lock. I think he'll get a good look, but you're a rookie pro player. He's never played pro hockey before, and it's a big jump.
Yeah, it is. And also you can, if you play a game, I know Oilers fans love lines and pairings, but if you play a game and just say, okay, let's say Ike Howard doesn't make the team, Stan Bowman set this roster up so they have more than enough depth they can run, they can run on the left side. Mangiapane could play over there, Henrique over there. They have all kinds of options. They don't need. I think that with Hyman hurt, I think they sort of do need Savoie, and I think he'll make it. But I think that Howard he's got to prove it. Now, it's not like they want him to make it. They're going to cheer for him to make it, but he's got to earn it, and he's got to hit the ground running. They can't afford to be nursing people through the first 10 games of the year. They have to win games like starting opening night.
Al, I know you love the deep dives on the prospects. You'll go to the 25th prospect we'll never see, and Al can tell me all about his skill sets, which is great, right? Like I like reading your stuff. I'm like, good, I don't have to do it. But you look at this rookie one. We obviously know, hey, you got Howard and you got Savoie, and that's what a lot of people are going to be watching, and rightfully so, because those are the only two in the roster tonight who have a chance to make the team this year, at least out of camp. There might be some guys later in the year, maybe if there's some injuries and what have you, right? But what do you make of Josh Szymanski? I had his coach on from Germany, and he talked pretty glowingly about just how he goes, I'll be honest, like this guy's improvement just continues to grow and grow, where if you had asked me 3 years ago where he'd be at, I didn't think he'd be here. So, he's the fact that he's starting with Savoie, and Howard tells me the organization says, hey, when he's in Bakersfield, he might, now I guess, assuming Philp's not there, that he'll probably be there, him or James Hamlin are going to be their top line center for sure.
Yeah. It tells you that the Oilers are, one of the things that happened in the off season, and some of these guys were signed, these European guys were signed early on, like not July, but more like April. And I think that what the organization decided they were going to do, not just with Szymanski, but also Lepin, the big defenseman, and on down the line, they were going to try to aim a little higher than they have in the past. Obviously, they went after Thomas Eck, and he's on a one-way deal, and we'll see. But they're all kind of wild cards. But and I'll be honest, I don't know the quality level of the German league. There's a lot of guys who played in Finland or in Sweden who've come over and made the NHL. The German league's a little bit different, but it's a good quality league. And he, he's a big guy. And I don't know how well he skates, but they obviously have put a pretty good value on him. And if he can skate at that size and move the needle at all offensively, then that's a guy who should thrive in the AHL and maybe even build a resume that eventually, you can look up and down that lineup, as you say. You can see Szymanski, you can see Hudson, you can see Carfagna. You can see a lot of guys who might make the NHL, but they're not coming to this camp thinking they're going to make it out of camp. And I think Szymanski's in that category, but he's a little different than a college guy in that he has played pro and he's big. So a lot of the worries that you would have about a player being, tough enough or able to put up with the rigors of a North American pro schedule, I don't think will apply to Szymanski.
Al Mitchell, a.k.a. Low Tide, joins us here on Sports 1440. Sports 1440 YouTube. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're on the YouTube channel. Do us a favor this weekend. Just hit it. That would be nice. LT, the Elks, of course, they're in Toronto tomorrow afternoon. And now, depending on what happens tonight, if Hamilton at home and they're up 10-7 early, if they hold on against Winnipeg and win that game, then, if the Elks win, they're tied with Winnipeg. BC's at home tonight. I got to think they're going to beat Ottawa, especially after blowing it last week. But, it's a big opportunity. And depends on what happens tonight. If Winnipeg wins, then you got to win to stay close. And if they lose, then you want to win because now you're going to, now you're tied with them and potentially moving up and you play them later in the year. They do get their middle linebacker back tonight. Also, Carter O'Donnell is going to start at the right guard position. And I know it's hard to watch the O-line in real time, but that's a player I'm going to be fascinated to watch.
Yeah, this is it's so funny because the Elks have in the past, they've gone on late season runs. Like when they had no chance to make the playoffs, they'd go on a little bit of a winning streak and you'd go, okay, well, maybe there's something there. But they went on the winning streak early enough in the year to make a difference. And now they're at a point where they win this weekend, they win in Toronto, and depending upon whatever happens with the rest of the schedule, Monday morning, we could be, you'll be on my show Monday afternoon. We could legitimately be talking about, a playoff possibility. And even, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's been a while. And I think that they're a pretty exciting ball club and there's an appetite for it. I think, people have been, frustrated by all kinds of things, but what they really wanted to see was a winner on the field. And I think this team has the makings of it. Now you got to go out and win the ball game, but we've said that for a few weeks here and they've done well. So I'm looking forward to seeing this game. I think they're going to be, if they win this one, they're going to be tough to beat out for a playoff spot.
Yeah, no question. And, it makes it fun for a season that started terribly. Although there's some of those games they could have won for sure. That Hamilton game, no brainer. Even the Saskatchewan game, I thought they were right in that game and just, weren't able to get it done at times. So their defense has definitely continually gotten better. I think getting Nick Anderson back, not that they, their defense was bad at all, but getting Nick Anderson, I think he's better as a middle linebacker. So that will help them rather than him. And I think what we're seeing in the middle linebacking core is what you see next year. I don't know if we're ever going to see Niles Morgan again as a linebacker in Edmonton, past this season.
Yeah, it's I remember, I don't remember what week it was, but you kind of felt like they had to win, and you were looking at professional extinction, and they played like it. And since then, I think that they're, because you can't, when you start, I remember years where the Elks at that time, the Eskimos, they'd be bringing in like 3 or 4, offensive linemen, and you can't do that. Like, that's not how a football team works. You can tweak here or there. And I think they've done that, but they've got great athletes on the field, and the defense finally, they were supposed to be great early, were not, but they're finally playing well.
And Al, it is a rematch of the Super Bowl. What's your expectations for your Eagles and the Chiefs?
Well, the Chiefs, both of them look kind of, not all there in their first games, like mistake ridden, but I think it's going to be a shootout. I like the Eagles, but I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be like a 28-27 final, and I'll go Eagles because, I mean, you know, they've just been phenomenal. I can't even, you know, Gregor, I've been watching that team since the early 70s. And in the last, a decade, I guess, they have just become a different organization. And I think a lot of it's about ownership. Honestly, I really do. And they just do things right, and they're a championship team. And I mean, I don't even know what to say, but it's been an incredible turnaround based on what they've done over the last decade compared to all the decades previous.
Yeah. It is. It'll be interesting now. Should be a lot of fun. What a great weekend of sports. Whether it's, you know, you go to the Bears game tonight, you got the Huskies and the Wildcats on the weekend, you got college football, you got CFL, you got NFL, you got rookie games tonight and Sunday for Oiler fans who have an itch for hockey. Then you throw in some Major League Baseball, the Jays hosting the Orioles, and a chance, depending on what happens with the Yankees and the Red Sox, to put a little bit more space between them and at least one, if not two, of the teams. So we'll see what happens there. Have a great weekend, Al, and we will talk to you on Monday.
Sounds good, sir. Have a good one.
You bet. Yeah, that is Low Tide, noon to 2, weekdays on Sports 1440. He hosts it, and of course writes at The Athletic. As we will return, wrap things up, close down a busy week on Sports 1440. Sports1440.ca. It is the Jason Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
It all started in 2006.
The year Twitter was founded.
Google bought YouTube.
We played Wii Sports.
And the Rocks opened, changing Jasper Avenue forever.
Celebrate 19 years of OTR on September 19th.
Featuring Edmonton's own The Royal Foundry.
With party band
DJ Deadly Nedley and DJ Kenny K.
Edmonton's biggest party started in 06 and is still rocking harder than ever.
See you September 19th.
On the Rocks.
Jasper Ave and 118th.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk, elevate your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk. God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting at the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 heating and cooling company for people who want heating and cooling, because you'll save a bundle by bundling. Then you can use hot, cold, Come on, thermostat, do what you're told. Turn up the heat, turn up the cold, to the vent, start pushing out tornadoes. Bundle my furnace with some AC. Gonna get a new from Legacy! Oh, yeah. Save a bundle when you bundle your new furnace and AC from Legacy today. Plus no payments and no interest for 1 year. That's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got Booster Balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster Balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy. The new mint chocolate booster ball. Peppermint, cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. Go top shelf to score the Oilers in $75,000 bonus prize. Lower bowl Oilers season seats plus $75,000 cash. You're also in to win the Porsche Paris early bird and the $2.5 million grand prize. A luxury show home in Cameron Heights. Hurry. Bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. Be mighty. Buy your tickets now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Ewell. Get your power play amped up with Ewell, supplying the City of Champions and Alberta with quality electrical gear since 1975. Ewell.ca is your partner in power.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.45. Actually, the Flames were there was traffic on the highway, so they were driving down. They weren't even flying down. So that's what's causing the delay. Shout out to Jamie Cartmill passing that information on to us to share with you. If you are going to the game tonight or planning to watch it, will be a little bit of a delay. So probably a puck drop around 7:20, 7:23, give or take. So keep that in mind for all of you who are just itching to get to your rookie games. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Hope you're having an awesome day, awesome night, plans for the weekend. There's so much sports going on. It'll be awesome. Remember, if you're around Spruce Grove, go see the Con Man for the watch party. What time you get there? Con's around 12:30, set things up?
Yeah, I like to roll in a little bit early, walk around, mingle, get things prepped up. So
sign some autographs, take some pictures, kiss babies. Typical Saturday for Connor.
You're not going to believe this. Nobody's ever asked me for an autograph. So no, that's probably the other people. Cheerleaders maybe want, people want pictures with them. I'm kind of just a designated camera guy in that case.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? You give me some attention. You never know what you might get. Maybe I drop off a prize for you.
Ooh.
The prizes are really good. Autographed jerseys, hoodies. Yeah.
Really?
That's some really good stuff down there.
Hey, Cons is bribing you very well to come on down. So why not?
Gas is cheaper out there.
Hey, the watch party's been pretty full.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We got a group of, I'd say 20 to 30 that probably come to every single one.
Yeah.
And then,
there's others that
starting to get more people saying, hey, yeah, first time out, I'll be coming back for more. So I recommend it. It's a good time, and a little drink or two and some good food never hurts.
Yeah. Oh, never a bad thing at all. And it helps that the Elks are winning. Hey, will Conman do shots with me for every Elk touchdown from Lance? I don't think Con's a big shot guy.
I mean, I've dialed it back, that's for sure. Well, I have to get home. That's the problem.
Well,
Lance, you get me home.
There's a thing called Triple D.
Yeah,
right?
hey, that's true.
There's lots of options. If by chance, Connor, if it goes sideways, obviously plan ahead. Always plan ahead. Be responsible. That's for sure. Conman is quite responsible. So
see the Elks put up record numbers or something.
Yeah,
8 touchdowns.
8 touchdowns. Oof. God, when was the last time I still remember when they absolutely demolished Winnipeg, like 63-0 or 63-7, I think it was in the playoff game. That's I'm trying to remember, when was the last big blowout by the Elks? You'd have to look that up, man. It's been a while. I can't think of one. Can you?
No, I'm sure I saw them in the 2005 era, Ricky Ray and those guys, but nothing comes to mind.
Hey, shout out, man. I love these stories. So Zach Cole was just called up by Houston. It's his first game. On his first pitch, he hits a home run. First pitch he ever sees in the majors, and he takes it yard. Unreal. Are you kidding me, man? Like what an absolute, you're jogging around the bases and you're trying to stay cool on the, like, you don't want to be smiling too much. Are you kidding me? If I was one of his teammates, when that guy came back to the dugout, God, I'd be like, dude, you're allowed to smile here. Like, don't pretend you're too cool for school here. Like, I get it. You're doing the jog around. Inside, you're probably just, your body's going crazy. But you're like, okay, like, try to stay cool. You don't want to look like I'm showing up anybody. Like, are you kidding me? That's your first game. I'm celebrating. And if anybody got mad, I said, dude, it's my first game and my first pitch, and I hit a home run. I'm pretty excited, and I'm allowed to be excited. Stop with the fun sponges. You're like, oh, there's no celebrating in sports. It's disrespectful. No thanks. No thanks. Hey, Greggs, is there any other rookies around the league that interest you? Yeah, you're off in Minnesota. That's a top one for me. People have talked about him for a while, and I'd be intrigued to see if he makes that team and what he does. So if you're in a fantasy league, watch him in preseason. And if you're looking for rookies, that would be a guy to potentially watch for. No question. Hey, Gregor, maybe you're the wrong guy to ask considering you benched your tight end, but any running backs you guys like? Well, I'll go to Cons first. Yeah, you're right. I didn't, that wasn't a great decision. I didn't bench him, but I just, Tucker Kraft. I have 2 tight ends, and he was my second one drafted. And so stupidly, I didn't dress him after what did he put up, like 24 points in PPR. So not ideal.
I can't be too critical though, Gregor, because I look at the Green Bay Packers offense and I don't know week to week who it is going to be that puts up those points.
Yeah, I think it might be him though.
He's probably safe. Golden last night, I was hoping for a breakout game. Nothing. Not even a catch. I think he had 2 rushes. You talking running backs like good starts or waiver wire this week?
Nah, good starts. Yeah, like there's the obvious ones. We're not going to go over who the obvious ones are. Like that's kind of a waste of time. Hey, like you're going to start D. Henry, you're going to start McCaffrey, yada yada, right? But those are kind of obvious ones.
I mean, there's guys like I looked to the Monday Nighter, and I've got to think Ashton Genty has a bit of a bounce back performance this week. It was probably less than ideal for him. Christian McCaffrey is going to have to be really good this week because they're down. Who's out now? Everyone. Brock Purdy, you're down George Kittle, obviously Brandon Ayuk.
Like, what do you make of Javonte Williams? Like, he had the 2 touchdowns, but he only rushed for 54 yards on 15 carries. Like, it's not great.
Yeah.
So what do you make of him?
I think if they get in the red zone again, obviously he's a guy that they like in that situation, which has probably kind of been that way his career. He is good. He's a bruising back. So you get into those tight situations. He is probably going to be a good option for that team. So I would go with him. We had other people asking about Travis Etienne again, because people are probably low on him after his second year.
Well, he's in Cincinnati, dude. He's going to be okay.
But yeah, and he's also a good receiving option too. So if you have him in a PPR or half point, definitely you want to keep Etienne in your lineup. Yeah, I mean, Kyron Williams, I think obviously going to be another guy you want. Bucky Irving, all those guys you drafted. I feel like there's not too many fringe backs. It's just those guys that are splitting carries that you're going to have concerns with. Like Breece Hall for me. Is he going to make the most of his opportunities? They've got Braylon Allen there as well, who could be coming in to steal touchdowns. But yeah, if you drafted a back, it's week 2. Stick with your gut.
What would you do with this Seattle running back situation?
Well, I stayed away from that for a reason. And last year I tried to capitalize on it by drafting Charbonnet just because I thought he might be a guy who gets in there. And Kenneth Walker kind of has some injury history, right? So that's another one. I would be good with Kenneth Walker. I would hope he bounces back and can get those goal line carries, but it's not my favorite situation. That's one of the duos that I stayed away from in my leagues.
Yeah. No, well, hey man, now he was a little banged up, so I got to see a little bit more, but yeah, if that goes 2 or 3 weeks, he might be looking like a dud pick. Cause I'm sure like many people, you took him pretty early in the first 4 or 5 rounds for sure. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching on the weekend. Do us a favor, hit the subscribe button, Sports 1440 on YouTube. So when we come in on Monday, we'll have a nice surprise on an even bigger number. How about that? So that would be fantastic if you could do it. It's very simple. Just go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's awesome. The more we have, the more options YouTube gives us, and then we can do even more, have some more giveaways. So definitely check it out in your spare time. It costs you nothing. It's just a nice thing to do. That could be your feel-good moment of the weekend. On behalf of Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, I'm Jason Gregor. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't weed and drive. Get home safe, and we will talk to you on Monday. Here's a comment. Sports 1440 update brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. where the rates never change, no overtime charges all weekend. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Week 15 of the CFL underway. Second quarter out in Hamilton. Ticats on top of the Bombers 10-7 later tonight. BC and Ottawa meeting in Vancouver. Then tomorrow, of course, the Elks in Toronto taking on the Argos at 1. At 5 o'clock, you have the Rough Riders and the Alouettes. Major League Baseball, Toronto Blue Jays in action right now in the bottom of the third. They trail the Orioles 1-0. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Elsewhere, Pirates double the Nationals 3-0. Phillies lead the Royals 4-1, and the Marlins have a 3-0 lead over the Tigers. In the WHL preseason action, Oil Kings and Hitmen meeting in Carstairs. That one gets going at 7 o'clock. Golden Bears football. They take on the Dinos down at Foot Field. Kickoff 6:30 on the ice. You got the Golden Bears down in Calgary taking on MRU, while the Pandas take on Nate at the Nate Arena, both at 7. Of course, Oilers and Flames Rickies meeting down at Rogers Place around 7:20. McEwen women's hockey team, they'll be in Calgary taking on the Dinos after 7. Over the weekend, you got Wildcats and Huskies meeting at the Jasper Place Bowl. That one gets going at 1. And at the collegiate football level right now, Indiana beating up on Indiana State 45-0 with 2 minutes left in the first half. You've also got Syracuse on top of Colgate 21-3. And later on tonight, Houston takes on Colorado, Kansas State battles Arizona, and the Bruins of UCLA take on New Mexico. That'll do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up next, Fox Sports Radio. Tomorrow morning, you got the Saturday Sports set up at 9 a.m. plus Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the AM feed only. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.